20th and 21st. Enjoy mouthwatering treats from food trucks, check out vendor booths, and jump into a variety of family-friendly activities throughout the day. Ready to hit the courts? Register now at Macker.com and secure your spot in the Ultimate Basketball Showdown. Be sure to check out our social media channels for the latest news and updates as we advance to the tournament. Register now at Macker.com and don't miss out on the excitement of the Hobbs Downtown Slam and Jam Tournament, April 20th and 21st.
At Coffee Drilling LLC, they offer a wide range of drilling services from small domestic water to agricultural and monitor wells. In addition to mud and rotary drilling, Coffee Drilling offers services to pre-existing wells as well as troubleshooting of pumps and all control systems. Call Coffee Drilling today to schedule your routine maintenance or see about an upgrade to your water system. Call 505-270-1767. That's 505-270-1767. Coffee Drilling LLC, over 20 years experience and serving all of Hobbs, Lovington, and Eunice.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
Hi, good morning. Forecast southeast New Mexico down to 285 on this Wednesday. As temperatures are going to be moving into the upper 60s in Roswell with the wind occasionally breezy. Carlsbad, Artesia around 72 degrees with Hobbs and Lovington 68 degrees. Clouds blowing away, if you will, by the afternoon to sunshine. Temperatures in Hobbs, Lovington tomorrow, but 72 degrees and 76 degrees in Carlsbad. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
You guys ready?
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
And I want to make sure I get the quote exactly right.
You seem particularly triggered right now.
It's going to be a long day.
I know it's going to be a long day.
A long day.
What day is it?
What day is it today?
Today is Wednesday.
Wait, is today Wednesday?
I'm going to need some help.
Looks like I'm going to need some help.
Well, that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Drink your coffee.
Go splash some cold water on your face.
Turn your radio all the way up.
Are you ready to be entertained?
Showtime.
And good morning to you. Got a lot of things to get to. Arizona this morning made a decision yesterday that liberals have lost their mind, including liberals in New Mexico. We'll get to that. And Sheila Jackson Lee. Tom, you like some Sheila Jackson Lee?
Tom had to take a call real quick, so he will be right back.
We stopped the show and no Tom A.
Yeah.
It's like old times.
Well, he was here early, and then he was back in the bunker, and then he came in, and then he got a phone call and said, hey, I got a developing story. So I said, go for it.
Biden is on Univision and talking about Latinos, and many people, especially in Texas and New Mexico, do not like the word Latinos. They don't believe they fit into that criteria of Latinos. So don't vote for Biden because he thinks you're all Latinos, not Hispanics.
That's because it's what he's been told. You know, he only does whatever he's told.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So we're going to get to all of that. And Tommy Tuberville hits a home run concerning Ukraine. We'll get to those stories at some point this morning. Today, the American Society Prevention of Cruelty to Animal Day is going on. Encourage a Young Writer Day. Global Work from Home Day. By the way, I had a buddy of mine trying to get in touch with the state and said, all day, no call back. I said, yeah, because they're all still working from home. Because the governor threatened them and then backed away from it. Golfers Day, National Day of Pink, Cinnamon Day going on today, Farm Animals Day, Hug Your Dog Day, Safety Pen Day, Salvation Army Founders Day, and Siblings Day, and that is the question of the day. Let's talk about your siblings and give some great stories about your siblings. I know you got some really juicy stories about your siblings. So, call in or text 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning. We're broadcasting from the End of the Mountain Gods Casino studio. And the text line 877-396-W105. Your Kubota dealer brings you the text line Amigo Machinery, amigomachinery.com. Find out more information on the website. Question of the day, Sibling Day. Tell us about your siblings. Being brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer. Check them out today. 609, we are B on the Breakfast Club. President Biden has repeated a little lie that he was the first person in his family to attend college more than 3 decades ago, after at first admitting that it wasn't true. Well, now he's back to saying the same old lie, even though he admitted that it wasn't true. So he's the first con artist in the family, too, I do believe.
I bet it goes back further than that, but...
Maybe. Person with a ticket matching all 6 Powerball numbers won Saturday's Powerball $1.3 billion jackpot. They came and claimed their prize. They won the money in Oregon, which means the person can now afford a 1-bedroom condo in Portland. Yeah.
Where does your mom live?
And I bet. What?
Does your mom live in Melville?
Idaho. No, Idaho.
No, I was looking at the tornado warning radar as it rolls across Louisiana.
No. My mom lives in Morgan City, so that's a ways away.
Yeah, there's
Thank God.
Around Opelousas and around Baton Rouge. That's
not too far.
And Jennings, there's a couple of big tornado warnings going on.
That's a little far. That's a little up. We're right on the coast.
Okay.
We're right on the boot. Louisiana is a boot.
Mm-hmm.
We're right on the tip of the boot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was I had to interrupt because I saw it on there with these tornado warnings, and I just wanted to look. So make sure everybody's okay.
Masters. Yeah, I will call as soon as I get off. Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta starts tomorrow. It's going to be hot and high holy days for the world of golf, that's for sure. Jackie Chan did turn 70 over the weekend. Rumors starting to circulate that his health is failing.
Uh-oh.
He posted a picture of himself to let everybody know he is just fine. That guy's in fairly good shape. I doubt if his health is failing. And a guy is suing 50 women for $2.6 million because they actually called him a bad date on a Facebook group that went viral. So now he's flipping the script and suing them. Pat Sajak, 40 years doing the Wheel of Fortune. 77 years old, retiring June 7th. That will be his last spin of the wheel.
Wow.
How much money do you think Pat Sajak made a year?
A couple million, maybe.
I think that he makes like right under or right at $1 million an episode.
An episode?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they work 13 weeks a year.
13 weeks.
But they film 5 episodes a day for 5 days in each of those weeks.
That's a lot of work.
I bet
13 weeks.
Isn't that right? Or is it 15 weeks?
No, I'm actually was thinking it was 12 weeks.
But I would be willing to say he makes probably about $30 million a year or so.
What do you think Vanna makes?
And I know the math doesn't quite add up to what I just said per episode.
And all the equity people are gonna, but she's not the star of the show.
No, but she makes pretty close to what he does. She's like one.
So he makes 14. He makes $14 million a year.
Okay, so about $1 million a week.
$14 million a year, and Vanna White makes 10.
Yeah.
So
basically, he makes around $1 million a week.
So
that they actually
12
work.
weeks of work.
Okay.
12 weeks
nice
of
gig.
work. Man, I mean it's a great gig if you can get it. It really, really is.
Well,
That's an awesome gig.
Vanna for $10 million for that amount of work, she doesn't even have to spin the letters anymore. She just touches them as she walks by.
That's right. You're right.
Oh, that's right. So who's going to be the new host?
They had to ask.
They said it was. I don't remember, but they said.
I don't remember.
You know who's
who
made
it
out the
was.
best in that whole deal? Pat Sajak's daughter.
Okay, explain.
Her name's Maggie, I think. But at the end of every episode, she's on there for like a free commercial to go visit her website or something.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah, yeah. You know, follow me, Maggie Sajak, on social media.
So all the wheel fans are probably going over. All right, I'm going to check the weather. Got the tweet of the day, thought of the day coming up in just a second. Got a story out of Roswell, a troubling story.
Yes.
I'm going to get to that. And the governor and the Democrats have lost their damn mind about Arizona. So I will get to all of that. Quick check of the weather this morning. Being brought to you by Rig Outfitters in the Home Store, Broadmoor Mall. Thinking about updating your boots? Need some steel-toe boots or some work boots? They have a collection of boots for $99. $99 boots at Rig Outfitters in the Home Store. They can also outfit you with hard hats and HR gear, FR gear, and safety gear, and everything you need. And while you're there, check out the furniture, appliances, and electronics. They offer zero-down financing. Scrub Outfitters is right next door, and they have the largest selection of scrubs in 100 miles. Med Couture, Peaches, Healing Hands, Dickies, and others. Looking for comfortable shoes, because if you're working in the medical field and you're buying scrubs, you're going to be on your feet a whole bunch. That means you need compression socks also. They have the largest selection of compression socks around. All the colors you'll need and all the designs that you might be looking for. Rig Outfitters, Scrub Outfitters, find them in the Broadmoor Mall today. It's a little change of pace. Sunny skies and 69 for the high today. 69 for the high, 42 tonight, and then 74 coming up on Thursday. I'm looking ahead to see, wind back on Friday. Very breezy into Friday night. Wind might be gone by Saturday. Want to check out that forecast? Do it at W105radio.com. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Janco Janitorial, 324 West Main in Artesia, full-service company that handles all your janitorial supplies. And they also have trained individuals that can go and clean your office building, take care of industrial sites and oil field sites. So they can handle all of that. They do all the heavy lifting and the cleaning. Now, if you need cleaning supplies, that's not a problem. Their folks are pathogen certified, hazmat certified, and PPE certified. 575-703-1869. Call and talk to Amber today, or go to the website, jancojanitorial.com. Tom on the text, and then we're going to talk about troubling story in Roswell next.
All right, so our first text this morning: be careful, Blake. Hanging with Tom makes the math not add up regularly.
Right?
He says, you better careful. Be careful, buddy.
That was the Pat Sajak salary thing we were trying to figure out with how many weeks
it might
they
rub
work.
off.
Yeah, well, I think it did this morning.
First text that we've had, we're still waiting on some more to come up this morning.
So the question of the day was, tell us about your siblings, right?
Yeah.
So that means any great story about siblings. Tom, I think we just lost Kevin.
We lost Kevin, yeah.
Let me try to get him back real quick.
So that is our question of the day. Talk about your siblings. Siblings Day today. 575. I was going to give my number out.
Give your cell phone number, Tom.
And also, don't forget, we're still qualifying you for the W105 cash blowout coming up with Russ on Friday. I don't know. You went off for a minute.
You were just gone.
You're going to talk about Roswell.
Weird.
Yeah, we just heard the Skype ding, 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 and there we go.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But we were talking.
They just put in a brand new router. I'm blowing and going. My internet's like 600 up, 600 down.
Yeah, but
crazy.
We were just saying, if you got a story about your sibling, go ahead and text us. Good, bad, ugly. We want to hear about it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I want to hear about it.
Yeah,
I know you got the juicy stories.
877-396-9105. That's 877-396-W105.
Now, I didn't know that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner had 3 children. One of them has gone transgender.
Mm. You know, she claims to be a farmer now.
Farmer?
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Gardner?
Where that story came from.
Yeah, her name's the
deep in the recesses of Tom's mind.
The little girl.
Where the hell that story came from?
Well, her daddy died a couple weeks ago, and they had the service for him. That's when she decided.
Where the hell that story came from?
Their daddy didn't die. Ben Affleck is still alive.
Her daddy.
Oh,
Jennifer's dad, the grandfather.
Where the hell that story came from?
Yeah.
What are you reading to find this stuff out?
Well, I was filtering through the news this morning. And I saw
Wait.
The news.
Jennifer Garner's dad.
Yeah, passed away.
Passed away.
Are you sure you're not reading The Onion?
No.
Oh my Lord.
No, and so during the service,
oh my Lord,
they decided that they were going to debut, or introduce rather.
Why would they do that at a funeral?
And how old is the kid?
15 years old. So she had the buzz cut and a black suit and a tie and the pants and everything.
Thank you. God bless. God bless. I mean, look, I don't care if somebody wants to be transgender. They should wait until they're 18. That's just my, and I don't. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what I would do if it was my kid.
Tom is right. There is some hokey site called OK News. I told you this has got to be like The Onion, except that it's true, I guess. That their 15-year-old debuts new name at grandfather's funeral when she wore a suit.
How did we climb down that rabbit hole?
Well, because you were gone and Tom was trying to come up with something.
Oh, my Lord.
Well, it was the siblings question.
Well, that really wouldn't be a sibling. What is a sibling, Tom?
Well, it's a brother or sister. So now they have an extra brother.
Okay.
So now he's talking about
Ben
children.
Affleck, that's his brother or sister?
Well, that's his kid who's now a sibling.
Oh, my Lord. From the deep, deep trenches of what used to be your brain. All right,
Train wreck on a hump
day. Thought for the day, the tweet of the day, troubling story out of Roswell.
Yeah.
We go from Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner's kid flipping the switch to a sad story. Pecos Elementary School. Elementary school placed on lockdown after a report of a teacher being threatened with a gun.
Yes.
Southwest Roswell Elementary School placed on lockdown yesterday morning after someone allegedly pulled a gun on a teacher while on school property. Public Information Director Todd DeWildemew from Roswell Police Department told the Roswell Daily Record in an email that because of the reports, the police would increase the presence at the Pecos Elementary School when students were dismissed from school later that day. At about 7:30 a.m., Roswell Police Department, State Police, and the Chaves County deputies were called to the school after a dark gray SUV came onto the property. Man in the back seat of the vehicle reportedly pointed a gun at a teacher before driving away. So he added the gunman was wearing a red shirt or sweater. Investigators have not determined whether the person was a parent or a student at the school. Wildemew said no one was injured, no shots fired. He added that the episode happened as students were getting dropped off at school, and then most of the students were not on campus when this happened. Chaves County Sheriff Mike Harrington said authorities put the school on lockdown, but the lockdown was lifted about 8:05 a.m. after law enforcement concluded that the armed man had left the school property. Since then, the school day proceeded as usual. No threat present at that time. All was good. I'm wondering if the school has cameras.
I hope so.
Shouldn't they have cameras?
Yeah. And this person had a driver if they were in the back seat.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Just before we went on the air, I got a phone call from a person close to this situation. Said that he believed there was 3 men in that vehicle, and the guy who pointed the gun at the teacher supposedly also called her all kinds of names. You be this, you're a B, you're
like
a B.
Out the window?
Out the window. And pointed the gun at her.
So the teacher has no idea who this person is?
No. He said they don't know who that is. But he also said they believe they've caught one of them. I don't know if that was in the news this morning.
It's not in the story.
No.
Hopefully he rolls
not
over
in
on the other
story.
ones.
Yeah, and that probably will happen.
Yeah.
It's a sad story.
I really hope
Michigan's
that it wasn't a real gun. I really hope that the level of possible horrific violence isn't there, and like it was just a water gun or something. I really hope that's the case.
I would hope so. I'm a little troubled with this story. Me and Blake talked on the air before we got on the air. A Michigan school shooter, the parents sentenced to 10 years in prison for not stopping the runaway train. And I'm a little conflicted. I'm going to be honest. I'm conflicted with this. Now, I will say this. If you have a child that has a mental illness, you pick up the guns. You lock up the guns.
Yep.
You make sure that the mentally ill kid does not get his hands on the guns.
Right.
But also the parents pretty much refused to say they're sorry and were very arrogant about this. And I think that's why they got 10 years in prison. Anyway, the kid ended up killing 4 students in 2021. Jennifer and James Crumbly are the first parents convicted of a school mass shooting and will spend at least 10 years in prison. The judge dismissed all opportunities to get them off lightly when he said they could have prevented their teenage son from possessing a gun and killing the 4 students. These convictions are not about poor parenting, according to the Oakland County Judge Cheryl Matthews. These convictions confirm repeat acts and lack of acts to halt the runaway train. The hearing was crowded and very tense, and the 15-year-old responsible for shooting 4 individuals and killing 4 individuals, and the parents will now have to go away for 10 years.
Well, it's kind of one of those. It's a weird slippery slope, and
it is
because as a parent, you do have the obligation to take care of your children, and
Yes,
if
you
they
do.
have problems, whatever those problems are, you work around that. And if you have,
and I said the same thing at Sandy Hook.
Yes,
when Sandy Hook happened.
Yes,
that kid was schizophrenic.
But now at the same time, they're using these parents as an example. You
No
know,
doubt.
you are now the example.
Don't we have a
We're gonna
similar
go
law
after
here in New
you.
Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, Tom, we definitely have a law that they can. I mean, if a kid
Charge parents.
possesses a gun, they can go after the parents.
Yeah, and they I think it was not this last session, but the session before that, they really brought that front and center.
Well, we have 2 people brought up on those charges already in New Mexico. Two individuals.
Because they want to be able to go after anyone associated with the gun. Now again,
or fire,
these parents should have done the right thing as
No
any
doubt.
parent would do and lock the guns away from the kid.
You're 100% right.
Example, Kevin, you and I talked before we went on the air. When my grandkids come and stay with us, I lock my guns up, even though I've taught them all about firearm safety, how to handle them, how to make sure they're not loaded, unless you're actually going to shoot at something, all those things. I've taught both my grandsons how to do that. Now, when my granddaughter's a little older, I'll teach her as well. But when they're here, all firearms are locked away, except for the one I'm carrying. And that's on me.
Now, let me ask this. If the kid was drinking and the parents allowed him to get in the car and drive, would they come after the parents the same way if he killed 4 people on the road?
They should, but they wouldn't.
They should. Yeah, that's my thought. First ever men's basketball. The audience short of the women's audience.
Really?
First time this has ever happened. And by the way, you can thank Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
You can thank Caitlin Clark. That's who you can thank. A lot of people are making it out to be that women's athletics had more viewers, and I applaud. I applaud both teams, but I'd be willing to bet that next year the numbers back very lopsided. Just go look at the viewership of the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Not good.
Unless someone else comes along that is chasing some kind of record or something. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah. All right, thought for the day coming up. We got to get to the tweet of the day, being brought to you by King Driving Academy. King Driving Academy, located 1430 West Bender in Hobbs. 4-week CDL school. They offer 2 weeks of training, theory training, and then 2 weeks of on-the-road course training. Course taught by a state-certified CDL inspector. They don't even have computers or books. Everything is taught hands-on. And they will teach you how to drive the truck. They will teach you all the instructions you need, all the rules and regulations, and they're very flexible with their class time. If you need evening classes, they are offering evening classes. 575-441-7835. Give them a call today or stop by 1430 West Bender in Hobbs. Thought for the day being brought to you by King Driving Academy. Thought for the day this morning, we're talking about America. When are we going to flip the script? Here we go.
I'm not right. I'm not left. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm not libertarian. I'm a human being that wants the best for the rest of the human beings. And I want some common sense. And I want to be left alone. I want to pay low taxes. I want to be able to go build things and prosper and get all the things that have been promised to me in the Constitution of this country. That's what I want. And until people wake up and stop identifying with left or right, Republican, Democrat, black, white, gay, straight, till we figure that out and stop doing that, we will continue to be abused by these people who hold the power.
Tom, did you hear that? You listened?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you say?
Oh, no, I was reading my text.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me.
Well, I have to be ready when you come
I want
to
you
me.
to go tell that guy about him being independent. He's a flip-flopper. Yeah, go tell him. Go tell him. All right, Hunter Biden's lawyers, did they meet with the White House counsel before he decided that he wasn't going to testify before Congress? Now, if they did, would that be some form of collusion?
Absolutely collusion.
Oh, here's a story from Newsmax from yesterday.
All right, we have new evidence tonight of the Biden White House obstructing an investigation into money laundering and influence peddling that leads to Joe Biden. According to a report, visitor logs show the White House met with Hunter Biden's legal team just before he defied a congressional subpoena where he would be asked to answer questions about Joe Biden's obvious involvement in his family's corrupt schemes that netted millions of dollars from places like China, Russia, Ukraine, and Romania. Hunter's attorney, Abby Lowell, and Anthony Bernal, who is a top aide to Jill Biden, met at the White House on December 11th. And 2 days later, Hunter defied a House subpoena for a transcribed interview.
Oh, so that's the way that worked. Yeah. No collusion at all. None. Zero. Now, don't even worry about that.
Biden crime enterprise alive and well.
Yep, definitely alive. Breaking news yesterday afternoon from Arizona. Here we go.
Following this breaking news out of Arizona, where the state Supreme Court just made a monumental abortion decision, prospectively enforcing a 159-year-old mandate that is far stricter than the current law that's in place, outright banning abortion at any point by penalty of prison. An abortion rights supporter just summed up what she sees as the impact moments ago.
Today's ruling upholds an extreme, unacceptable ban that harms pregnant patients experiencing medical complications, that punishes survivors of rape, incest, and human trafficking, and that robs every single Arizonan of one of our most fundamental rights.
Where is that a fundamental right?
Right.
It is not.
And let me just say, me personally, the law was on the books. The problem with it still being on the books, it supersedes any law that is on the books now because it dates back to 1864. Somebody didn't do their homework and take it off the books, so to speak.
Well, we get legislative action that does this all the time. They will create new laws, but they don't get rid of the one they're trying to replace.
Exactly.
So it stays on the books.
And don't blame the Supreme Court of Arizona, because they just see white, black, and gray. That's all they see.
Well, that's what they're supposed to see.
That's what they're supposed to do. And so that's what they're supposed to do. And then you have a governor like our governor. By the way, the Attorney General of Arizona says she will not enforce the state Supreme Court. She must be a Democrat. Oh, wait, she is. You mean the Supreme Court?
How can an Attorney General, and I know we have one here in New Mexico that does the same thing, decide, I don't agree with a law, so therefore I'm not going to uphold it.
I'm not going to enforce it. Yeah. Must be a Democrat. Same thing with Joe Biden. Supreme Court of the United States says you can't transfer debt. And you can't, and he does it anyway.
And every time he does one of these student loan forgiveness things, it's illegal.
It is. It is. And AOC comes out and says this is great. People can pay off their student loans so they can travel to Europe.
Well, because she's an idiot. She's got Forrest Gump level IQ, so probably around 75.
So the governor, Michelle Lujan Grisham, in a email yesterday, and then she posted it up on X, said, in light of today's dangerous Arizona Supreme Court ruling, I want everybody to know New Mexico Department of Health can help connect people to health care, including abortion services. We will assist anyone, including folks from Arizona and any other states that need connections to reproductive services and resources, and including assistance with the cost of lodging and travel.
And who pays for that?
Why are New Mexico tax dollars paying for Arizonans or anybody coming from Texas with travel and lodging? As a New Mexico taxpayer, you ought to ask yourselves, where is my lodging and travel money?
I know the answer to this. The answer to this is they are far-left Democrats, and they've never met a cause they support that they won't spend your money on.
This is also unconstitutional, that they take your tax dollars to help another state. Your governor wants to pay for people in other states to come to New Mexico to kill babies. Just let that sink in for a second. And you know what? She doesn't stand alone. Kenyon Post this morning. Every Democrat from New Mexico, from Teresa Leger Fernandez, 3rd Congressional District, called the ruling disgraceful, calling a woman's right to travel to New Mexico to abort those babies. Martin Heinrich blasted the decision. Melanie Stansbury, also radical Democrat, used the decision to try to convince voters to support the far left. They're trying to blame Republicans. By the way, the Supreme Court of Arizona is pretty much down the middle. And how can you blame Republicans? This is a 160-year-old bill. I don't even know if it was Republicans that passed this law. But blame Republicans. Oh, Gabe Vasquez. Also.
There we go. Another one.
Gabe Vasquez.
Anti-American.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to stop. And I've said this about language before. It's time to stop using their language and to start using real language about these people.
Yeah.
Gabe Vasquez is anti-American.
Yeah. And he would endorse abortion at birth. Yeah. He has no problem with blood sport. And I'll say it again, if you like abortion at birth, what about abortion at what about 5 years of age? I mean, why stop at birth?
Well,
I say that in jest.
and I know you do, but some of these people, they kind of lean towards, if it's the first few weeks, okay.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Yeah. And they candidly, like, if the microphones aren't on, they'll be like, sometimes if this mother doesn't really want it, it's the first few weeks. Yeah, go ahead. Because they don't think murder is wrong unless it's one of their own.
Yep. 100% correct. All right, 639 morning show being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, trusted name across southeast New Mexico. Look, these guys give exceptional service, and they offer a service that a lot of people can't offer. Number one, a timely service. They get there, get the job done, and you can count on another thing that they promise. It's going to be done right. It's going to meet not only your standard, but their standard. They offer siding, they offer windows, doors, roofs, seamless gutters, metal buildings. Find them at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com or call them 575-391-1430. Give them a holler today. Sheila Jackson Lee up next. We'll get to that. Also, Yvette Harrell goes scoring earth on Gabe Vasquez. And New Mexico is paying off college debt for CYFD employees. Why just CYFD employees? I'll get to that coming up next. Tom in the text.
All right, B, this coming out of Tarrant County, Texas this morning.
That's Fort Worth.
16-year-old teen boy drunk driving kills 3 to 4 innocent people. Parents sentenced to jail for not disciplining their child. That according to that text. And since we're on the subject of accountability, another one says if your kid gets their driver's license and you preach to them about drinking and driving, but they still go out and do it and kill someone, why should the parents be held responsible? That text is asking. Yeah, well.
Why should anybody be held responsible for anything?
Yeah.
Well, there's no personal accountability at all. But I will revert and say that if you have a kid that's unstable, lock up the guns.
Yeah. I mean,
you have a personal responsibility to lock up the guns. Because if they're mentally unstable, how do you know he's not going to kill you instead of killing somebody else?
And this text says, well, on that very, very subject, if a child has a mental health problem, the parents have a mental problem, says the text. And on the abortion issue, maybe the only way that we should have abortion is for every aborted baby, somebody has to be put to death on death row. Ooh, right. But let's take it further, B. This is my own opinion. For those drug dealers who sell drugs to someone who overdoses and die, should they be held accountable for his death? I mean, we've talked about that before.
Why are you taking my idea? Wow. Now you're taking my idea. That was my idea a long time ago. Now you're copying off of me?
Well, I wanted to steal your thunder this morning.
Oh. All right, thought for the day being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. 35 years serving southeast New Mexico. Quality products. They're very dependable. They go on-road and off-road. If you're sitting on location right now, on a road that, you know what type of road I'm talking about. You need fuel or interstate batteries, call them. They'll go to you. WakefieldOil.com. 35-plus years ago, Mr. Wendell Wakefield brought the kids and started Wakefield Oil. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, if you are too open-minded, your brain might fall out. I'm just saying, if you're too open-minded. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Camp Tall Pines, beautiful Mayhill. You might want to check that camera this morning. There's some white stuff all over. I saw Ruidoso got snow yesterday, and Blake checked the cameras at his place, and they got snow all over the place. So you might want to check those cameras. Some April snow. Go and find them on Facebook, and you could check their web cameras and check out the snow. CampTallPines.com. You can go to the website, check everything out there. They offer cozy cabins, raised platform campsites, convenient RV hookups. A couple weeks ago, they had a wedding out there. So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a cool place to hold weddings or family reunions or just a get-together for all your employees, that's not a problem. They can accommodate. Lots of things to do up there. 575-687-4101, camptallpines.com for more information. Yvette Herald goes scorched earth on Open Borders' Gabe Vasquez. Gabe Vasquez has voted multiple times against a slew of bills when it comes to the border crisis.
Mm-hmm.
He even voted against a bipartisan Laken-Riley Act to mandate that immigration authorities detain non-citizens charged with crimes.
It's because
it's
because he thinks they have more rights than Americans do.
Yes. Shouldn't that be
borderline treason?
Yeah. Shouldn't that be number one? If somebody commits a crime, we hold you.
Yes.
We hold you. And then earlier this week, Blake, you remember the story up there in Santa Teresa where Border Patrol agents just basically conceded?
Mount Cristo Rey?
Conceded the mountain?
Yeah, Mount Cristo Rey.
They just conceded it.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're not going to even fight it. We're just going to, yeah. So Yvette Herald said our national security and sovereignty is being threatened. Our children are not safe. Drug and human traffickers are spilling into our country. And Americans are being killed.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing more important than securing that border and arresting and deporting illegal immigrants and stopping this invasion today. Gabe Vasquez should be held accountable for treason, according to Yvette Herald.
I agree.
So if you're thinking about not voting in November, if you're thinking about not voting, I want you just to think about this election. This election was so close. And Gabe Vasquez goes to Washington, D.C. and completely turns that seat upside down.
Yes, sir.
Upside down. Crazy. All right, still to come, we've got things that happened on this date in history, taking out the trash, and more. So why is it that just CYFD employees get their college debt paid off?
Well,
I'm just kind of worried. Did you see the story, Blake?
I didn't, but they are the pet agency of the governor.
Yeah.
And she promised lots of transparency, like so transparent there won't be anything, and then she proceeded to hide everything.
Yeah. They even had software on their phones that they could send messages that would disappear.
Yeah, they would delete that.
That's how transparent they really were. Yeah. New Mexico is putting hundreds of thousands of dollars towards helping social workers pay off their educational debt. State Higher Education Department recently awarded relief to 133 state employees. Those employees work for CYFD. They received, on average, about $33,000 in debt relief to pay off their student loans. Removing the financial barriers to social work education is the answer to increasing number of training and certified New Mexicans filing for these critical positions, according to Stephanie Rodriguez.
So
was this a law that was passed?
No.
Yes. State approved $432,000 in debt relief program for this year. Now, I don't know if that was passed. I don't remember anything of that.
Wow. I don't remember that bill either. Now, there was a lot of other things that were at the forefront that we were paying attention to. So that's, I mean, one of their strategies is to throw everything on the wall and hope some stuff gets through.
See if it sticks.
Yeah.
Update on that story we had about the Gallup firefighter accused of downloading child pornography. I don't know how to break this to you. He was actually doing it at work.
My goodness.
He was downloading porn at work. So KRQE News, Channel 13, has learned the Gallup firefighter who faces charges of downloading child pornography is also accused of doing it while he was at work. Andreas Garcia, 31 years old, accused of downloading child pornography during his shift at the Gallup Fire Department. By the way, the sheriff's office confirmed that only authorized employees can use the fire department's Wi-Fi.
Right.
On Friday, search warrant conducted at his home where police found the video. He was arrested later that day. He was charged with child sex abuse materials and including exploitation of kids under the age of 13. He is yet to receive a hearing, and as soon as we get more on that, we will pass it on. Trump heading back at Lindsey Graham. I can't stand Lindsey Graham.
No. The only thing that Lindsey Graham is good on is veterans. That's the only thing that he's good on.
So Donald Trump shot back at Lindsey Graham on Monday after a loyal Trump supporter said he disagrees with the former president's statement on abortion. We talked about this yesterday. I think it's a non-win talking about abortion as Republicans. Trump said in a video statement released Monday morning that he opposes the federal limits on abortion and wants the issue to be state to state.
Which is where we're at right now. That's where we are
right now. Let the state decide. Lindsey Graham said, I respectfully disagree with the president's statement on abortion, and it is a states' right issue. Dobbs does not require that conclusion legally, and the pro-life movement has always been about the well-being of the unborn child, not geographic location. Trump fired back in his post on Truth Social, telling the senator to talk less about abortion and focus on addressing Biden's border issue.
That was actually a good response from Trump.
Yes. He said the millions of people are dying senseless and in the never-ending war going on at the border. Thank you, Donald Trump. By the way, speaking of Joe Biden, Mark Hamill has come out and endorsed Joe Biden. Joe needed somebody after The Rock came out and, said he wasn't going to. So Mark Hamill stepped up and said, not a problem.
Well, Mark Hamill has always been very liberal. So that's
very liberal.
And a very big behind-the-scene person in the Democrat Party. So that's not a surprise. It wouldn't matter who the president was with a D behind their name. He would endorse them.
I don't have the story coming out of Hobbs. I thought I printed it, but I do not see it.
Which one?
And the murder in Hobbs, young man murdered in Hobbs. I'm going to see if I can pull that up on the fly. Approximately on April 8th, approximately 2,250 hours, officers in the Hobbs Police Department responded to an area, 1,000 block of South Lyman Street, in reference to a subject that had been shot. Officers located 28-year-old Gregory Brooks of Hobbs, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Brooks transported to Covenant Hospital, where he died from his injuries.
Right.
By the way, ongoing investigation. They're looking for more information. If you have more information, get in touch with the Hobbs Police Department.
So
everything I read about this young man, Blake, is that he was a security guard.
Right.
He did TikTok and was a fine young man. And I don't get it. You have more on that?
I don't, because yesterday when I found out about the story, and it was yesterday morning after we got off the air, about an hour later, I found out about it. And the police said, we can't give you the report because it's not approved by the shift person and they won't be back till tonight. And then we'll release a press release. And it's something I've run into several times with Hobbs PD. And look, I like a lot of people over at Hobbs PD, but they are very wanting to control the news. I'll say it that way. They don't let the information out there. If you're going to have a press release, then that means that report is okay, because you can't write a press release if you don't have the report. And if the news
and Tom has talked about this, back in the day, you could go to the scene and they would give you a report right there.
Right. And I'm not asking for all the details. Right. Right.
No,
I'm just
verify there was a shooting.
Yes. And so, they're not releasing that kind of information for up to 24 hours after it happens. And
state police is actually worse than that. It could be 4 or 5 days before you get a press release.
Yes, and you want to talk about not being transparent? You know, everybody else is talking about it who saw the flashing lights or heard the gunshot or whatever.
Well,
but you can't get any official information out of them until way after the fact. You know,
and doesn't that lead to fake news getting out?
It does. And that's the problem, because then you have like all these, you know, because every town has a dozen or so Facebook pages designed for gossip around their town.
Yeah.
And so everybody's out there spreading all these lies, or maybe half-truths or what. Yeah. And
you could have squashed that and said, yes, there was a shooting. We don't have more information. As soon as we get it, we'll pass it on.
Right. And here's just the basic information. Boom, boom, boom. But they don't do that. They say, well, you'll have to wait for a press release.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole narrative changed about maybe 6-7 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It used to be you could go to a scene and they would hey, can I get a soundbite? No problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
no problem.
And I don't know why that changed. I don't know, how they determined that they were going to clamp down and be very secretive about things, or I don't know. And it's just, it's, as a news person, it's unsettling that they think that they can hide that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then you post stuff up, or print it, or talk about it on the radio, and if you don't have everything about the story, they say, well, why did you put it out? Because we feel our listeners deserve to hear about it, and so they should give you, they don't have to give you the whole meat and taters.
Right.
Just give us a little gravy.
Right. I can
That's
wait.
it.
I can wait for the report for details. I can wait for that.
Yes.
But I need all the basic information.
We don't even need the victim's name.
No.
Because we respect his
absolutely.
family getting notified. Definitely. All right, Tom, let's get to the price of oil, being brought to you by Spinnaker Oilfield Cementers and Cud Energy. Get in touch with them because they are hiring. They're hiring service supervisor and training. Must have a CDL. They're also looking for diesel mechanics, electric technicians, equipment operators must have a CDL, and experienced pressure pump hands. Housing's available, great pay, and one of the best benefit packages in the industry. Equal opportunity employer and a drug-free employer. Apply today by texting Allfield to 63566 or go to greatoilfieldjobs.com.
West Texas Intermediate, $85.87. Brent crude at $90.02. And the price of natural gas, $1.92. B.
All right, we're going to check weather coming up. We'll also check in with news. Police activity at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Albuquerque, Bernalillo County. Metropolitan Detention Center. Investigators are investigating how a man shot himself outside the detention center. So law enforcement units responded to the detention center in Bernalillo. The investigation is regarding a man shooting himself outside the detention center. He was transported to the hospital with a gunshot wound. No one else was injured in that shooting that happened yesterday afternoon. His condition is unknown at this point. Of course, the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office secured the area and is investigating. Developing story, that's pretty much all we know. And by the way, that's a perfect example of the story we need. You know, we don't need the gentleman's name.
Right.
That's all we need. There was a shooting, and they're investigating.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. Take an example out of that if you need an example. State police announced they're investigating last week's Roswell Police Department officer-involved shooting. So April 4th, fatal shooting of a murder suspect by 2 Roswell Police Department officers. And the press release issued yesterday by the New Mexico State Police said the Roswell Police Department requested state police investigate the officer-involved shooting. This is standard Standard procedure after the death of Javier Harvey Salinas, 27 years old, from Roswell. Press release said that the officer involved shooting in New Mexico. The New Mexico State Police always comes in if they're requested and does an investigation. By the way, there was many witnesses that saw the whole thing. One witness did see Salinas flee from the police and then point a gun at the police officers. Salinas was one of the 4 men charged with a dramatic shootout that occurred on March 29th on East Reed Street. Salinas and 4 other men shot off 70 rounds of ammo
My goodness.
in a residential area. So the police will investigate themselves, and they believe a lot of these shootings are retaliation, which has been going on for a long, long time.
Right. Like we talked about, they're retaliations for retaliations for retaliation.
Of retaliations, yes. KWMW Malchamore 105.1 FM, Sheila Jackson Lee, teaching kids about the eclipse. Now, Tom, is the moon a planet?
Yes, it is.
You and Sheila Jackson Lee should teach the class together.
The moon isn't a
the
planet?
Moon.
Oh.
What is it?
Wait a second. Wait a damn second here. I did a thought for the day on Facebook. My thought for the day on Facebook. Let me go back and find it. Hold up here. I know I posted that thing up earlier today.
Well,
anyway, the thought for the day was just remember, never confuse education with intelligence. You can have a master's degree and be a dumbass. Or in this case, you could have a, Tom, what do you have?
A bachelor.
A bachelor's degree and be a dumbass. By the way, for the record, the moon is not a planet.
I think it is. We landed on it, didn't we?
Let's go to Sheila Jackson Lee, please.
And that's why the question is why or how could we as humans live on the moon? Are the gases such that we could do that? The sun is a mighty powerful heat.
It's mighty powerful.
It's almost impossible.
It's almost impossible to live on the sun.
No, I would take the word almost away from that.
All right, well, she continues.
For humans.
To go near the sun. The moon is more manageable. And you will see in a moment, or not a moment, you'll see in a couple of years that NASA is going back to the moon with human beings. Anybody heard of that? Well, I know there's some humorously saying so, but we are working now in the Artemis project to take human beings, astronauts, to land on the moon. I don't think we've been on the moon in the last 50 years, so we will be landing on the moon.
By God, we Americans have been still going to the moon. And let me just tell you, Houston, be proud. This woman is a congresswoman. And she continued. No, she continued.
What you will see today will be the closest distance that the moon has ever been in the last 20 years. Which means that's why they will shut the light down, because they will be close to the earth.
It's like not paying your utility bill.
Which is an amazing experience, and what we are supposed to experience, and I'm hoping we can, complete darkness.
All right, here's more fake news from Sheila Jackson Lee. Do not look at the sun directly. Tom, what will happen if you look at the sun directly?
You're going to go blind, possibly, yeah.
You have the legitimate glasses, do you not? All right, we want to make sure that no one tries to be cute and look up without anything on their eyes. Please don't think that's a joke, because we will be walking you out of here, and we'll be holding your arm to get you out of here, because you won't be able to.
By the way,
what you will see today,
it will not blind you. It could damage your sight.
It could.
Your retina, yeah.
It could do it to the part of blindness, but it's not going to be like instantaneous blindness.
Thank you, Sheila Jackson Lee. By
And
gosh.
didn't she also say a full moon is a complete rounded circle?
Yes, it is. So, Tom, I'm going to ask you again, is the moon a planet?
Well, according to you guys, it isn't.
Not just according to us.
What is the moon then? What is Mars is a planet, right?
Mars is a planet, yes.
What about Uranus?
Uranus is a planet.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And you can take your head out of there right now.
And the moon is not a
new
planet?
No.
No, it's not a planet.
What is
It's not. Just go study.
No.
Just go look at basic astronomy and heavenly bodies, and you'll see.
So you're telling, you're telling thousands of people out there that the moon is not a planet.
We're telling
Yes,
more than
the
that.
moon is not a planet.
We're telling about
The worldwide
200,000 people right now. The moon is not a planet.
Not a planet. New State Department diversity chief believes the U.S. is a failed historical model with a colonizing past. So this woman is in charge of diversity in the state, Shakira Carr Johnson. She went on to talk about white privilege and all kind of other stuff. And by the way, she's a big-time feminazi at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Didn't she serve under Barack Obama, too?
She did. And, yeah. And her T-shirt she's wearing says, "Her strong." Thank you very much, ma'am. Her strong. And, yeah, her strong. By the way, my T-shirt, new T-shirt, and they said it was cotton. It's that stretchy stuff that I don't like, but the Trump 2024, and it's got a gun on it, and it's got an AK, and so, but, I mean, what can I expect? I got it in the Philippines. 706, Tom and the text. We're coming right back. We got lots of stuff to get to. I promise.
All right, so the texter said the moon is a natural satellite, because this one text.
Big John is absolutely correct. Ding, ding.
And the last time we went to the moon was December 19th, 1972. Says this one text.
No.
Look, we're sending Americans up to the International Space Station every year.
I'll look it up. Let me see.
But they're not landing on the moon, though. They're not going.
Yes, they are. Where the hell do you think the International Space Center is?
No, it orbits the Earth.
It orbits the Earth.
Let me check on the moon.
And this one texter says the moon is a moon. Okay. And how the heck did you not fall down more, Tom? Says another texter. Another says the moon is a moon, but you guys are saying it's a satellite.
Well, Tom he's got the degree.
So, why are we
I
landing
feel
on
like
the
such a failure that I didn't get that sheepskin.
And this texter says, I filed several police reports from stolen oil field and cannot pick up a report for 2 weeks from either the Hobbs, Lovington, or sheriff's office. Says Buddy this morning. When I was doing news, we're in Roswell. I could go get a soundbite. You're right, B. Things change. I don't know why they changed.
It used
like
to
that.
be.
Yeah.
You can't anymore.
No.
That changed about probably 2012, 2013. For whatever reason, everybody switched. And it's all because somebody quoted somebody, and they got the right quote, but it didn't fit the narrative, so to speak.
Yeah.
So
1976.
all right, we got to take
It was 1976 was the Luna 24.
76.
And then there weren't any soft landings until Chang 3 in 2013, Chang 4 in 2019. And then most recently, if you remember, in 2023, and then they landed I think it was India.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
last year in August.
And look, I don't know why we cut funding to NASA. I have always thought that was worth the money. I don't remember how much the money. It wasn't $100 million. $100 billion. It wasn't like Ukraine money.
But those are soft landings, which means they intended to go there. They don't count the hard landings where something crashed into it. Right.
So there's a difference between hard and soft?
Yes. Hard landing means they crashed. And that's not good. The soft landing means they meant to land.
All right, we're going to take a break, get updated with news this morning, qualify you for the cash. I got lots of stuff to get to. Biden was on Univision. Tom, are you a Latino or Hispanic?
I'm Hispanic.
Latino really means like people from Cuba.
People not from the United States.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
So those people from China would be Latino?
Yeah. Yeah, they would be Hispanics.
If they got Latino roots, yeah, they would be Latino.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because Chinese people have lots of Hispanic. Yeah. No doubt.
Like she's got Hispanic in her.
So, who has Hispanic in her?
Your wife. What her name is Cisneros, right? Her last name?
Yes.
Was she Hispanic?
Because the Spaniards were here.
Right.
That doesn't mean Hispanic.
Well, somebody had to get
Spaniard.
Hispanic roots.
No, not Hispanic. Spanish. Spaniards.
Yeah, they're Latino. She's Latino.
No. Spain is in Europe.
Yeah.
It's not from Latin America. They're Spaniards.
She's from Asia.
This is where people get all messed up. Because they willy-nilly interchange all these terms, and they all have specific connotations and where they originate from, right? Like if I say Caucasian, everybody says, well, that just means white. Well, the reason it's Caucasian is because that actually is about the people from the Caucasus Mountain region, which is like the Georgian region close to Russia, right? Like the Georgia, the country. That's where the Caucasus Mountains are.
Call them Georgians.
No, they were from the Caucasus Mountain region because the mountains go more than one country. I'm just saying.
I'm not Caucasian. Don't call me Caucasian.
Right. You might be white, but that doesn't make you Caucasian.
You can call me Cajun. All right, 712. Let's take a break. News this morning being brought to you by Butcher Block Meat Market and Grill in Lovington. Stop in and check them out this morning for breakfast. Yes, they're serving breakfast. Delicious. Yeah, they've got the biscuits and gravy, hash browns, eggs. They also have, of course, the egg platter, which you get the hash browns, the eggs, the toast, the bacon. Hey, want some flapjacks with that? Yeah, pancakes, not a problem. Or just get yourself one of the breakfast burritos. For lunch, they're always serving up awesome meals. And when you go to the meat market, they have smoked meat, they have jerky, they have hamburger patties that are ready to go. Buy a box today and just take them out as you need them. They do custom cuts for all your meat. And part of the reason the food is so great at the grill is because the meat is awesome. 575-739-7778, 1422 South Main in Lovington. Follow them on Facebook if you would. We're taking a break. We're late. Be on the Breakfast Club W105. Taking a break, qualifying you for the cash.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Permian Toyota in Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. A new update for the upcoming trial for actor Alec Baldwin. He's charged with involuntary manslaughter for the death of Helena Hutchins on the set of Rust. The prosecution has now filed its response to Baldwin's attorneys who have tried to get the charges dropped. The response is 316 pages in total. It's so long the judge had to grant a motion just to allow it. Well, Pecos Elementary School confirming that the school went into lockdown yesterday morning after a gun was pulled on a teacher. That lockdown since lifted. No threat to the school remains at this time. According to the Pecos Elementary School's principal, a car drove by the school yesterday morning, and from a car, a suspect yelled at a teacher walking in and pointed a gun at her. The incident took place early in the morning before school started. The school was placed on lockdown as a precaution, and police were called. According to the school's administrative office, that suspect not affiliated with Pecos Elementary School. Chavez County Sheriff's Office aiding in the investigation. Police are looking for the vehicle involved. They say it is a dark gray SUV. Anyone with information on this vehicle or a possible suspect, you're asked to contact local authorities. Well, roads in Lee County taking a beating daily from heavy trucks moving in and out of the oil fields. So Lee County Assistant County Manager Corey Needham has proposed $56 million for road projects to revitalize those aging thoroughfares. Lee County Commissioners heard Needham's proposal for fiscal year 2024-25, as well as an update on this year's capital roadways projects at the regularly scheduled commission meeting March 28. Needham explained the New Mexico Department of Transportation owns and maintains about 1,373 lane miles of roads in Lee County. The county also owns and maintains 1,442 paved lane miles. Therefore, Lee County owns and maintains a total of about 2,400 lane miles throughout the county. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
That is the sound of your company logo getting printed on 500 shirts. Smart move. And an even smarter move in choosing the experts.
Awesome Graphics, serving Southeast New Mexico and West Texas for 15 years, can not only brand your t-shirts, they can embroider your polos, hats, and jackets. They can print your signs and stickers, large and small. They can handle vinyl graphics for your vehicle. Are the windows in your business too plain? Awesome can print custom decals that allow you to see out, but your customers just see your logo. In fact, Awesome Graphics can put your logo on practically every promotional item under the sun, from coffee cups and water bottles to keychains and sun visors for your company vehicles. Want authentic Yeti Ramblers, mugs, or tumblers customized with your company logo? Awesome Graphics is ready. Stop by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs for ideas, or simply visit myawesomegraphics.com. Trust Awesome Graphics, and rest assured, whatever they print it on, your logo will look awesome.
Friday, April the 19th, the Castro Activity Center, home of Thunderbirds basketball on the New Mexico Junior College campus, with the first ever concert spectacular, Caldwell Entertainment featuring the hits of the Eagles, the Doobie Brothers, Fleetwood Mac, and Whitney Houston. Then we switch gears for Fearless, the NMJC touring ensemble performing top 40 hits like Post Malone, Jelly Roll, a 90s throwback tribute, and much more. It's completely free to the public. It starts at 7 p.m. on Friday, April the 19th at the Castro Activity Center on NMJC campus.
Here's your chance to rip off the tax man. Now through April 15th, everything at the Working Guys store is tax-free. That's right, zip, zero, no tax on work boots, FR jeans and shirts, coolers and accessories, caps, western wear, scrubs, work gloves. The price you see is all you pay. We'll pay the tax. But hurry, tax-free ends April 15th at the Working Guys store. Open 7 days a week at 109 East Broadway.
Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso has over 60 new 2023 and 24 rims in stock. All makes, all models ready for a quick delivery. So they are blowing away the competition with lower discounts on these vehicles than any dealer in Southwest New Mexico, guaranteed. Their loss is your gain. Online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors. They make it easy with no gimmicks, no markups, no addendums, and lower pricing. See dealer for details.
MTD Radio presents its Spring Job Fair Saturday, April 27th at the Lee County Event Center in Hobbs.
Whether your business needs seasonal employees for the summer or permanent employees, whether you're looking for part-time staff or full-time staff, this is an opportunity to get face-to-face with potential employees. If your business would like a booth at this event, call or text Gloria Estrada at 575-390-3569. Again, that's 575-390-3569.
Artesia, it's back. Red Zone 2024 is coming Saturday, April 13th to the Bulldog Pit, featuring a night with 2024 Rookie of the Year and two-time Heisman Trophy finalist C.J. Stroud. Doors open at 6 p.m. Event begins at 7. Tickets are free of charge, but you must have one to enter. Free tickets can be picked up beforehand at the Artesia Chamber of Commerce. Red Zone 2024 featuring C.J. Stroud is a presentation of myashley.org, a local charity with the focus of combating the epidemic of drunk driving after the Richards daughter, Ashley Richards, tragically lost her life in 2009 to a drunk driver. Show your support and see C.J. Stroud in Artesia at the Bulldog Pit, Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. For free tickets and more information about Red Zone 2024, please contact the Artesia Chamber of Commerce.
Every morning.
Good morning.
The best, baby. Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
A lot of you are tired. I get it.
And now, another exciting moment in golf on the radio.
And we're back here on 12 with Smith putting for a chance to par the hole.
And look at that grass, John. Have you ever seen grass that grassy?
Well, they tell me it's imported, Jack. It's called Bermuda Blue.
Wow. I wonder if they got that sand from Bermuda, too.
The sand is from Home Depot, as Smith is still lining up his putt.
Outstanding analysis, John. I love the garden section at Home Depot. The flowers, simply amazing.
Smith is still standing over the ball. Standing. Standing.
Standing.
Standing.
Do you think Home Depot can help me with my toilet?
This was another exciting moment in golf on the radio.
I got a parody about Arizona coming up, but I'll wait till the kids get in school to play that. 877-396-W105, 721, be on the Breakfast Club. Taking out the trash on the way. Things that happen on this date in history. New survey finds that Americans would prefer hybrid work rather than be fully remote.
So in the office sometimes, at home sometimes.
Well, I mean, wear pants sometimes, not have to wear pants.
Hey, I like that.
So, sounds like these people seeing their coworkers at least a couple times a week is what they would prefer.
Tom,
and
you
never
always
seeing
have to
their
wear
boss.
your pants. I just telling Tom right now, you always have to wear your pants.
Yeah, no doubt. Looks like, according to canine experts, beagles are the most vocal dog breeds.
Yeah,
they're very loud.
They are
very annoying.
They're among the most vocal. All those hounds are pretty vocal.
The hounds are.
Yeah, and they also know their pronouns, so that makes them a perfect pet. Right, Tom?
I guess.
Yes. Yeah. And the case you haven't noted, Quantum Leap has been canceled on NBC.
Already, man.
Well, damn, I didn't even know that was on.
3 seasons.
Yeah, wasn't that a remake of the original?
Yeah. It had the...
Wait. There was an original to... Oh, my Lord,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
20 years.
Are you being facetious?
He's being facetious.
Just a tad bit. Wow. And, Tom, your girl, Lady Gaga, is got a huge engagement ring.
Does she really? Who's she marrying?
Some guy. I'm sure she paid for the ring. 2 zoos in North Carolina are up for sale. So if it's on your bucket list that you own a zoo, this could be big time.
No, thank you. I saw that Kevin James movie.
$4.5 million.
Ooh.
The Aloha
change for Tom.
Safari Park. By the way, I posted up on Facebook today, like I have the money to buy the place. There in Lincoln County, there was a ranch. The block Ranch. And the total price, Tom, take a guess how much the Block Ranch is being sold for.
$20 million.
$41 million plus.
Wow.
And
How
it's
big is
only
it?
50,000 acres.
So there's how many acres? Dollars an acre? Probably, $800 an acre?
Yes, Tom, your math is flawless.
Wow. 76 square miles. The Block Ranch is located northeast part of Capitan. And by the way, Jim Wells, I'm sending you the bill for that, okay? I just did your free advertising. But I saw that. I was like, dang, that's some beautiful land right there.
It is. That's pocket change
40
for Tom.
Well, I was thinking about it if I could get the loan and they get Biden to pay it off for me. Isn't that the way that works?
You have to claim that you now identify as a woman.
Oh.
And then maybe also identify as another race. So that
My name
just
is
to make
Pat.
just to make sure you cover all your bases, and then Biden will pay for it.
Yeah, my name is Pat.
And Kamala Harris will give you a history
After a
lesson.
conviction in New Mexico, a Mexican national sentenced in Texas, Luis Antonio Talamontes Romero, 36 years old, Mexican national, received more than life sentence in New Mexico last year for the 2019 murder. He was 20 years old when they federal sentenced him for illegal entry into the United States. He's the man behind the Albuquerque high-profile murder case. You probably remember Jacqueline Vahil. You remember that case? Mark Ronchetti used that case. She's the lady that was basically going outside and she was killed.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
when you talk about
in her own driveway.
Yeah.
I think she was going out to get the damn paper.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway,
there's so
before
many
that
killings in
murder-
Albuquerque. It takes me a minute to come
Yeah.
back.
Anyway, he's also been arrested in Texas, so it means that he'll receive a life sentence in prison plus 26 years in prison.
He ain't getting it.
In prison for crimes in New Mexico, as long as additional 20 years in federal prison, and for a federal sentence that starts after he serves his life sentence.
And Texas
I
will
mean-
hold him for his life sentence and then ship his body. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can have him now.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good.
Biden keeps demanding the ceasefire in Gaza, but guess what? Hamas does not want to accept the deal. The Biden administration and all these idiots chanting about a damn ceasefire, Hamas does not want a ceasefire.
Well, and
So
Joe Biden, he didn't even say anything about the hostages.
No. Biden has put the screws on Netanyahu, and Hamas is like, we don't want the deal. We don't want a ceasefire.
Well, and here's the other thing, is people over here don't really understand that the way Israel works is not exactly like the U.S. works. Like, the president is the commander-in-chief of the military in the United States. That's not the way it is in Israel. In Israel, they have a tribunal or a council or whatever they call it of generals, and it's a war council. And before they strike any targets, before they launch any military operations, it's got to be approved by that council. It's not just Benjamin Netanyahu.
Right. It's a host of folks.
Yes.
And, you know, yesterday I played the soundbite that they were saying death to Israel and death in Dearborn, Michigan, death to Israel and death to the United States. I'll have the soundbite tomorrow. Upon further review, the guy that's doing the chanting and getting everybody riled up, by God, this guy has said that our system is not working and it needs to be basically blown up and start over. He said that. Now, if he was a member of the 3 Percenters or QAnon, their butt would be in jail today. But because he's Muslim, we will not do a damn thing to him. Sad but true. Sad but very, very true. And by the way, if you don't like our system here, go back. Go back where you came from. I don't care where you came from. Go back where you came from. If you don't like the system of America, go back where you came from. The problem is we give all these folks citizenship. All of them. Amnesty, refugees, everybody gets citizenship. And now they want a seat at the table, even though they hate America. And I hate to tell you folks, in 3 generations, these people will control America because they're having babies and Americans are not. 3 generations, they get a seat at the table. They get control of the table. If that doesn't scare you, scares I won't be around. I probably will not be around. But, yeah, their descendants will be. Think about it. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Atlas Makeup Mirror. Rebecca Long, 575-631-3189, times 1, times 5, times 10, magnifications, LED lights. This mirror is the best mirror on the market. Doesn't matter where you go, this is the best mirror. And, you know, the whole decision to make the Atlas Makeup Mirror because Rebecca Long could not find a really outstanding makeup mirror. So she said, I will build my own and market it. And guess what? She did. And I bet at some point she said that, and they said, what do you know about makeup mirrors? Well, she's a woman, and she does her makeup and hair every day, so she knew exactly what other women really need in a makeup mirror. And once it all came together, this thing has developed into the best makeup mirror in the business. If you're looking for a wall mount mirror, they have that. Go to the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com, or call Rebecca, 575-631-3189. Call her today. You can also find her on Facebook. 2 accused of running a commercial sex massage parlor, federally indicted. So they were arrested by the state. Now they have federal charges going against them. Sopan Wen, 64, and her son Zhu Wang, 41, arrested. By the way, they weren't just running massage parlors in Lubbock. They were also running massage parlors across southeast New Mexico. Same organization, running all of them in Roswell and Carlsbad and beyond.
And
a woman allegedly...
That was the big raid not too long ago, right?
Yes, it was. Yes. And the girls looked very professional when they were out standing outside. By the way, the ladies I go to for massages wear medical scrubs. They don't wear miniskirts. I noticed. I'm very observant. A woman allegedly opens fire on a Florida driver during the eclipse because she said God said to.
Oh, here we go.
Traylon Celestine allegedly opened fire at least 2 drivers and claiming God told her to do so during the eclipse. She's 22 years old. Thank God everybody's okay.
Right.
Thank God everybody's all right.
You know, these people that use the God said to do something, why does God never tell them to just do normal stuff?
Yeah.
Why is it always this extreme stuff?
Yeah, it's crazy. Update on that video. The husband shot his wife. Update on that story. Lapel video shows police responding to the shooting aftermath. Body cam video showing the chaos and the confusion. Seconds after the family's life-changing event happened last week, police believe Pablo Padilla shot and killed his wife in front of his 3 kids before rushing her to the Sandoval Medical Center and the shooting occurred, and they were taken to the hospital. The hospital went into a lockdown. Police say Padilla's story didn't match up with the evidence. Ultimately, they say they determined Padilla did shoot his wife and inside the vehicle after a domestic dispute. His 3 kids, including a 15-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old, they were in the back seat. Body cam footage from the Rio Rancho Police Department shows how they handled the case immediately after the shooting. Padilla and his teenager supposedly got in a fight in the SUV. And Padilla was driving to Rio Rancho to pick up an impounded car. That's when the wife got involved in the argument. They say she started fighting with Padilla, who was driving the car. Padilla picked up an AR-15 and shot her. And
That's
what I
close,
find
kind of close quarters for a long gun.
Very, very close. He tried to pin the blame on the son, saying if she was alive today, she could tell you who shot it, who shot her. And then he said he wanted his kids close to him so he could protect them for their own safety. You just shot somebody in a car in front of the kids. I don't think that's safe.
No.
I really don't think it's safe. Nuts.
No.
All right, we're going to talk about Roswell Independent School District putting off a decision to build the Mountain View Middle School, and the Mexican cartels are using chemical weapons against rivals. I'll get to that. Taking out the trash coming up next. But Tommy Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville. What is Tommy Tuberville nowadays?
He's a former politician, a former head football coach at Auburn, I believe.
But today he's a
senator, isn't he?
Senator. And he's talking about Ukraine. Listen to this. And if you didn't like Tommy Tuberville for whatever reason, you might like him after he listen to what he said.
We are printing $80,000 a second, borrowing $80,000 a second, 4.6 million a minute. And we're thinking about giving Ukraine more money to waste. These people can't buy any more houses than what they bought. They've got beach houses all over the world. Let's start thinking about our country.
God bless America. Thank you, Tommy Tuberville. By God. All right, I'm going to get to Biden coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Payne in Roswell. Thinking about getting yourself a gun? They have over 1,000 firearms in stock, handguns, rifles, and shotguns. Find the right gun. And if you've been thinking about, look, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there. I got to protect myself. Get in there and get yourself a firearm today. Ladies, they have personal protection for you. They have guns that are designed for women with smaller hands. They also have non-lethal personal protection. Stop and talk to the excellent staff. 1907 North Main in Roswell. They can tune up your bow. They've got tons of ammo, gun accessories. 1907 North Main in Roswell. Check them out today. Roswell Independent School Board put off the decision about the site for the new Mountain View Middle School. So they are going to table that for now. And the Mexican cartels, Tom, would you consider them violent?
Yes.
The violent drug cartels reportedly turned to using chemical weapons in their ongoing struggle with rival criminal organizations. The region of western Mexico is experiencing an escalating spike of violence where cartels are manufacturing explosive devices and using drones, armored vehicles, and mortars along with chemical weapons. Holy crap. This sounds like an out-and-out war. Well, wait, that's exactly what it is.
And we've given them part of New Mexico.
Yes, we have just said, well, let them have it. We didn't want it anyway. I think that's what they said. All right, Biden surrogate. Have you noticed that there are a lot of surrogates that are stepping up for Joe Biden? These are individuals that speak a lot for Joe Biden. When's the last press conference Joe Biden had where he answered questions? It's been a while.
It was
a couple weeks ago.
He didn't answer questions then either.
No.
It was several years
catch
ago.
him. Yeah, you might catch him coming out of the limo or something, and they'll yell a question. That's not really a press conference. No. So Biden surrogate Tammy Chuckworth says that Biden saved this economy. Can you imagine the way it would have been if Trump would have got elected?
Worried about the economy and might think Donald Trump's better on the economy, but are also worried about the issue of abortion. Do you think one issue trumps, not to use the word trumps, but one issue outweighs the other?
Well, he was terrible for the economy. Thank goodness Joe Biden got into office, because Joe Biden put us out of a potential recession.
You know what you need to do? You need to pull your head out of your butt. Joe Biden.
You're right. He pulled us out of the recession and right into a minor depression.
What the hell? Trump was good. It was terrible for the economy.
Joe Biden has claimed defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he was on Univision and talks about Ukraine.
If we don't step up and provide the help we need, I was able to find another $310 million.
Oh, wait, million. Which one is it? Billion? You think it's a billion or
yeah,
trillion?
It's a billion.
What do you mean you were able to find?
Yeah, and where did you find this? It was like hidden with the dog treats? So here we go.
$110 million available that hadn't been used yet. But I've run out of runway to provide for more aid without the aid of the Congress.
Whatever they're called. Damn Congress, whatever it is they're called. Yeah. And Joe
what
Biden
do you mean
really
you found money that hasn't been used
it was on
yet.
the corner at the White House. Hunter didn't spend it on coke.
That hadn't been used yet.
So Joe Biden is losing Latino votes. I hate to use that word, Latino.
Hispanic.
He's losing Hispanic votes. And here's what he had to say. You know he's half Hispanic, right? I mean, and half Greek and everything else.
What do you say to the families, not just Latino families, but families across the country that don't feel that economic growth, that job creation reflected in their paychecks, in their pockets?
Well, it's not yet, but guess what? The 15 million jobs that we've created so far, more than any president has in the time period, where 4.5 million are Latinos. 4.5 is more than any other time, number one. Number two, well, also it's about changing what happens at the kitchen table.
It's about changing what happens at the kitchen table. What the hell does that mean? Tom, I'm going to you for translation.
He's confused, man.
That's your translation?
Yeah.
All right. You want me to really translate?
What the hell does that mean?
We ain't getting no jobs. What are you talking about?
All right, Blake, I'll confer.
Okay, so what they're talking about with the kitchen table is part of their political strategy. They're trying to say that they want to have kitchen table conversations, which means real conversations, like things you would talk about over dinner.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're trying to say that they're doing. They're not doing it, but they're trying to say they are. And the other thing about this whole Joe Biden thing that he just said with that, play that again. Can you, Kevin? I want pay really close attention to the words he uses.
Well, and the other thing that he said was that you're just not feeling it yet.
Right.
Yeah. Listen carefully.
Growth, that job creation reflected in their paychecks, in their pockets.
Well, it's not yet, but guess what? The
It's not
15
yet.
million jobs that we've created so far, more than any president has in the time period,
Stop
where
it right there.
4.5 million are Latinos.
So stop it right there. He is correct, but before that, they closed businesses, they made people get fired and laid off, and then claimed them as new jobs created when they went back to work.
Yeah.
You can do anything with numbers, man.
So he didn't create 15 million jobs. He laid off 15 million people and then let them go back to work.
Yeah, exactly. But he thinks we're really, really stupid. That's what that's what I found out from the whole interview. He thinks we're real stupid. Listen.
Have you made a final decision on taking executive order in terms of what you want to do at the border? That includes the power to shut down the border, as it was suggested.
Well, it suggested that. We're examining whether or not I have that power. I would have that power under the legislation.
Wait. You can stop a pipeline. You can systematically write off people's personal debts.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have the ability to do the exact same thing that Donald Trump has done.
Mm-hmm.
That was an executive order, and you don't have that, and you have to look into it. When the hell do you think you'll figure it out? When the country is in complete, utter chaos? Oh, what? We are already there. He continues.
When the border has over 500,000 people, 5,000 people a day trying to cross the border because you can't manage it, slow it up. There's no guarantee that I have that power all by myself without legislation. And some are suggesting I should just go ahead and try it. And if I get shut down by the court, I get shut down by the court. But we're trying to work through that right now.
What are you talking about? The court told you couldn't pay off student loans, and you did it anyway.
And he's continues to do it illegally.
Yes.
He is.
So since when do you give a damn about what the court says?
And here's another big question. If he has continued to defy a court order, which means he's doing it illegally, isn't that insurrection?
Yes.
Or is it
100%.
treason? Which one is it?
100%.
Yeah.
It definitely is. And then he went on to talk about denigrating people. Here's what he had to say. You know, he is Irish Catholic. You knew that, right?
No, one of the things going on here, all kidding aside, is the way we denigrate people, the way we talk about people, the way we talk about, and he's even making fun of my being an Irish Catholic. I mean,
who has made fun of him being an Irish Catholic? Who?
No one.
I have never heard anybody. I've heard lots of people say you're an old, feeble, senile, old kook.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody said he's an Irish Catholic.
I've heard cardinals say that, he is maybe not a complete Catholic.
No, he's not a good Catholic. But, yeah. He also talked about canceling the student loans.
From day one, my administration has been committed to fixing the broken student loan system and making sure higher education is a ticket to the middle class, not a barrier. My administration has approved debt cancellation for 4 million Americans through various actions. And today, I'm announcing new plans that would cancel student debt for millions more. In total, these plans would cancel some or all student debt for 30 million Americans when combined with everything we've done so far. To find out how these plans may impact you, visit studentaid.gov.
What's this all about? Why is he so worried about student loans?
Well, because he thinks that that's the age group that he needs to vote to win.
Yeah, the young votes are actually flipping to Trump. And he's scared silly.
Well, and let me go.
Silly.
Let me tell you, if I go to whatever website he just said, and I don't care what it is, to see how it's going to affect me, well, I'm the one paying for it, right? Like, he wants every normal, hardworking American to pay for these people who want to do transgender studies in Kenya. He wants Joe the plumber to pay for that.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing with these illegal orders of transferring debt.
This is nothing more than an executive order that he says he can't do at the border.
Right.
He thinks you're stupid. Well, he doesn't because he doesn't know. But his people think we're stupid. They really do. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue. Get in there for breakfast this morning. 811 West Main in Artesia. Serving up breakfast. Later on, they'll be serving up their delicious lunch and their barbecue. and they can cater your next big event. Hey, you want them to prepare meals for everybody on location? I mean, if you're a supervisor and you have folks that have been on location just killing it for you and ahead of schedule, you want to reward them, do it with food. Do it. Give them a call, 575-736-2573. Roadrunner Grill and Barbecue, 811 West Main in Artesia. Former New Mexico lawmaker accused of fraud appears in federal court. Talking about Cheryl Williams Stapleton, accused of funneling millions of dollars into her own pocket, faced a federal judge yesterday after being indicted last month. Williams Stapleton walked into the federal courthouse, marking her first appearance since she was indicted on state charges in 2021. She was arraigned on 35 charges, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, fraud, and multiple counts of bribery and laundering. She pled not guilty to all charges yesterday. How much money we're talking about?
Millions.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, millions. New poll shows that Biden is surrendering Latino support while Trump surges with more and more Latinos are voting for Trump. That number has completely flipped. And Biden's talking about maybe some gun legislation. Me and Blake talked about this off the air this morning and went on to say he can't believe that Trump said nobody is going to touch your guns. So he said he's coming after our guns. Now, is that an executive order, Blake?
Yes, he wants to examine what executive orders he can do to take away private gun ownership.
Oh, so he can do executive orders to take your guns away. But when it comes to executive orders, he can't do executive orders to close the border. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just need to make sure. Wisconsin Senate candidate who is endorsed by Donald Trump has suggested that nursing home residents are too old to vote.
For real? For real.
Republican Eric Hovde, 60 years old, recently appeared on a conservative talk show, The Guy Benson Show, and was asked about people in nursing homes, should they have the right to vote? And he said, no, they're too old. By the way, Donald Trump is 77. Trump
you had members of Congress who could barely be wheeled to their desk,
right,
and could not push the button to vote, and their staff pushed the button to vote.
Their feeble hands could not hit the button.
Is that one?
And you're going to tell me that other people don't have the right?
Supreme Court Justice was very old until she died. And she was still, you don't think somebody else was pushing the buttons for her?
Yeah. Look.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
If you can cast the ballot, you have the right to vote.
Amen. Tom, this happened yesterday. United Airlines flight bound for Seattle was diverted back to Dallas after a dog pooped on board, and the smell was just too much for everybody to handle. Yes. Yeah. By the way, United does allow dogs on domestic flights, and they said the smell was pretty dang bad.
See, they need to go back to only allowing service animals.
Yeah.
And not these emotional support whatevers. Because those aren't service animals. They're not trained to perform a service. No. They're just a pet that someone tries to get around the rules with.
Right.
Yeah. So they said the smell was pretty bad. By the way, flight attendants wearing hazmat suits, serious hazmat suits, boarded the plane. Sad story coming out of Ector County. Ector County ISD said a 4-year-old boy at the Lamar Early Education Center suffered a medical emergency at the school on Monday, transported to the hospital, and died at the hospital. He was 4 years old. That's pretty much all we have on that. And a grandmother has broken 12 Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, what'd she do?
Is this the traveling one?
No, she planked for 4.5 hours. She's 58 years old. Tom, how do you plank?
Good question.
You don't know how to plank?
I know what.
Really?
I know what plinko is.
No. Do you think that you could actually break the record?
No.
Do you think you could plank for 5 minutes?
I'm betting that he can't do it for a minute.
Planking is when you lay on the ground and raise your legs.
And arms out front.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And arms.
Like you basically go into a Superman pose with only your belly touching the ground.
I can do it, but ain't no way I'm doing it for 4.5 hours. So congratulations, Grandma. 4.5 hours.
She must have a six-pack because that's all core.
Oh, no. Yeah. So she planked for 4.5 hours. All right, I got to get to taking out trash, things that happened on this date in history. Tom on the text. I'll check the weather in just a second. Our number, 877-396-W105. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Hobbs Airfield Speedway. They are racing this Friday and Saturday. In fact, they're going to have the Superchargers out there. 575-631-5099. Get in touch with Jamal today. Friday, they're going to be running the TNT Prep Track. Gates open at 6. Races start at 7 o'clock. And a big, big day, Saturday, they've got all the racers that are going to be out there and all the races. Street, bikes, box, no box, junior dragsters, and more. And the Supercharger is going to be at Tate Branch coming up Saturday morning from 8 until 10. Need more information? Follow them Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, 575-631-5099. Call Jamal today, Hobbs Airfield Speedway. Tom on the text.
All right, so John from Eunice says, Kevin, I agree with you about the guns. If you have guns in the house with kids, you darn better make sure they got them locked up. Now, but as far as DWI goes, I drank and I also drove numerous times as a young adult. The responsibility lands on the individual breaking the law. I knew it was wrong, but I did it anyway. If I'd killed somebody, then it would have been my fault, not my parents. But if we start showing these kids at a young age about accountability, they'll understand when they get older, and that's what needs to happen, pure and simple. That's John from Eunice this morning.
Amen.
Yeah. And we have been informed by our Congresswoman, Sheila Jackson-Lee of Houston, that within 2 years we will be sending astronauts to the moon for maintenance. Apparently the moon will be turned off for a while. The light bill. Apparently the moon will be turned off for a while and the light bill not paid. Asking that question.
And we would send people to the sun, but for whatever reason, it's flaming.
It goes on to say, and white privilege is the biggest issue our nation faces, says this text. Such profound intellect only instills my confidence in our leaders. The state of Texas apologizes for Miss Lee, says the text.
The sun's like 24 million degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's hot.
That would be a little harder to go to, Blake.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yes. You look like a burnt tortilla.
And planking is like holding up a position of a push-up. Only instead of using your hands, you rest on your forearms. That's Texas Tower Dog.
Oh, yeah? I thought it was like doing the Superman.
Yes, you are right. You are right. Forearms down. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Raising your feet is called something else. You're right. Planking is 2 feet on the ground and you've got your elbows square and you're staying like that. But that's all core, too.
That's
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
The dude from Lovington, according to the BLS, all of the job growth has gone to people born in foreign countries. That's dude from Lovington chiming in this morning. B.
Jody from Lovington chimed in as well and said, AOC said we could go to the sun, but we would have to do it at night when it's cooler.
Another one.
How do these people get elected? And let me just say this much. I asked how do they get elected. But the people electing them have to have like an IQ of nothing. I mean, they're bordering on having no brains.
Well, because they promise all their people free stuff.
Yeah, that's what that's about. All right, taking out trash, being brought to you by trash-eaters.com. They do residential trash pickup. 575-390-4549. Lovington Animal Shelter, they want me to remind you, they need volunteers and monetary donations. Call them directly, 575-552-3669. Whoopi Goldberg gets taken out to the trash. Whoopi argued for abortion use, and she used the 10 Commandments to make the argument. 10 Commandments. Wow. Whoopi caught a lot of attention on social media, again, for the wrong reasons, making headlines for an insane meltdown over President Trump's latest remarks about abortion. Co-host of The View weighed in on the Trump stance and what he shared on social media, where he talked about in vitro and that states should allow individuals to determine abortions. State's choice, making exceptions for rape, incest, and dangers to the mother's life. Well, Whoopi Goldberg declared that abortion isn't included in the 10 Commandments during the Monday episode. Not included. It's definitely not included. Throwing some head-scratching arguments in favor of killing the unborn. She said nobody is obligated to have an abortion. You never have to have one. And I hope no one ever has to have one. But if they need it, they should have the right to get one. I want to make sure that if you decide this is what you want to do, I'm going to get behind you because I don't know your life. And you damn sure don't know the baby's life, Whoopi. Nope. And then she goes on to assert that no, it's nobody's business. And a woman can abort a child at 50 weeks or 75,000 weeks. By the way, 75,000 weeks, that baby would be full grown at that point, right?
I think it'd be Whoopi's age.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It's you, your doctor, and God's decision. I'm just saying, I don't think God would want you to kill the baby. The baby is innocent. Yes. God bless you, Whoopi. We're putting you right in the trash. Hold up a second. Ooh, that's a big Whoopi to fold up. Ooh, right in the trash.
Hold on, I'm going to do some math here real quick. 75,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
Weeks. And there's 52 weeks in a year.
Tom, how many weeks in a year?
52.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy.
That would be 1,442 years.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Whoopi. God bless you. Yep. All right, national anthem, the pledge coming up. We got to get to things that happened on this date in history. Tom and the text first.
You know, thou shalt not kill, this text says, pretty much covers abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And the people elect them do not have an IQ, nothing, because they elect them, the people electing them are dead.
Oh, that would be a nothing. If you're dead, you don't have any brain waves.
Yeah, no brain matter.
Can we start some nonstop flights to the sun for the Democrats? This is what Tex is saying.
I think Sheila Jackson Lee should be first.
Yeah, her and AOC, they should be right there. I'll buy first class tickets.
And wouldn't doubt that NUTS found the damn money in the Social Security Fund. Better not have. I get my check.
By the way, Tom, you're about to get a raise on Social Security. I'm going to tell you about that coming up soon.
I got a letter in it the other day. It says they've been shorting me for the last 3 months, $6 a month.
How they been shorting you?
Well, they said that we've been giving the incorrect benefits. So I added it up. Tom, and it was $6 that they shorted me every month.
God, by the God, Tom, the raise doesn't start until this month.
Mm-hmm. No, but my initial benefits, they were short on.
So how much are you going to get? It's a 3.2% raise.
I don't know. I haven't added it up yet.
Well, let me just say mine would be about $75 a month. Because I just added it up. But that's me. I digress.
How much is what is it? 6%? What is it? What'd you say?
No, 3.2% increase.
Okay, so
increase.
what do you make? Here, let's figure it for you, Tom. What is your Social Security payment?
Let's just say it's $1,700.
Okay, $1,700. Right?
Uh-huh.
Times 0.03.
Wait, I thought
Did
it
you
was
say
like
2?
$1,500.
No, I just threw a number up. I'm spitballing.
You said 3.5%. Is that what you said?
3.2%.
Okay. So it's $54 for you.
You're going to get $54.
Wow.
Extra. And by the way, next year when you get on Medicare, that's going to be additional $174.
It'll be 2 years from now that I get on Medicare.
So they'll take it right out of your check. So,
well, I'm going to tell them I don't want it.
What?
What?
Yes, because, I mean, you were the picture perfect health.
Well,
how many
now
medications are you on?
3.
Now, let's be fair, B. You can Medicare Part A is covered. It's the Part B that pays for all the medications and everything that you have to pay for.
And the doctor visits.
Yes.
And
So
I don't
that's what you
believe
have to
you're
pay
on
for.
3 medications.
I'm going to
You were on 2 diabetes medications when I left.
If you're on Medicare and you don't take Medicare Part B, that means you have to pay for doctor's visits and the entire cost of any medication you're on out of your pocket.
Yep. So let me ask you this much, Tom. How many diabetes medicines are you on?
1.
Okay.
And how much does
How many
it cost?
blood pressure medications are you on?
1.
Cholesterol medications?
0.
You're not on any cholesterol medication.
Nope.
How much do those cost?
Copay 0.
How much does it cost? Your copay is 0, but if you don't have Medicare Part B, it won't be 0. It'll be the full cost of it. What is the cost of those medications?
Oh, they're like $1,000.
Well, you'll have to pay for that out of your
there you
pocket
go.
if you don't take Medicare Part B.
There you go, Tom. God bless you.
I don't need
Picture
it.
it. And I still don't believe you're on 3 different medications. That's it.
Yeah, man.
No. Picture perfect health.
Well, I got my
Things
insulin
that-
the other day, and it was copaid. I said, I don't know anything. No, it's usually $25. But yeah, copaid.
Things that happen on this date in history being brought to you by 2A Tactical Firearms and the Indoor Firing Range. Check them out today in Hobbs, 236 East Navajo. Look, it's only a matter of time when temperatures are going to start warming up. Can you imagine? You're going to go out to the range. You're going to start shooting in 115-degree weather. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do that. You have an indoor climate-controlled range in Hobbs. They also have the Milo FBI training simulator where you want to train. There's over 1,000 different scenarios. They have lots of ammo. They have a lot of optics. They have all the gear that you'll need to look great. Looking for guns, they have one of the largest selection of guns in the area, veteran-owned and operated by Dwayne Pinnock. And if you want to shoot, join with the monthly rate where you get unlimited shoots or pay by the hour. Want to rent a gun? They'll allow you to do that. Need training, one-on-one training or group training when it comes to firearms. They can handle that for you. 2A Tactical Firearms Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo in Hobbs, or 2atacticalrange.com. 1790 Patent Office established that they would receive a patent for the patent. Yeah, you would actually get a registration for the patent. So you get the patent for the patent. Robert Gray became the first American to sail throughout the world, around the world, on this date in 1790. Took him 2.5 years. Safety pin invented on this date in New York in 1849. The ASPCA was started on this date in 1866. Tom, what does that stand for?
Association of Pets.
The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals.
There you go.
Wow. You're just a little short, Michael Vick. Arbor Day celebrated in Nebraska for the first time in 1872. And the luxury liner, the Titanic, set sail from Southampton, England in 1912. It started off great. And just like an IRS audit, it didn't end well. Today is Golfers Day, Farm Animals Day, Cinnamon Day, Siblings Day, and Daisy Ridley of Star Wars sequels is 32 years old. Yep.
They all suck.
Yeah.
Never heard of
rapper Q-Tip.
She plays Ray. She's the main character in all three of those.
Yeah. Q-Tip, the rapper, is 54. Tom?
Never heard of him either.
65. Babyface, 65. Brian Seltzer was with a group, and they were some pretty wild cats back in the day, 65. Tom named the group. They strayed all over the place, too.
The Stray Cats.
I thought he wasn't going to get there.
I was like, oh, my Lord. Steven Seagal was 72 years old. Ken Griffey Sr. is 74. He's got a very famous son with the same name. Today is Golf Day and Sibling Day. You want to tell us about your sibling? Please give us a call, 877-396-W105. We're very late. We got to get to the national anthem and the pledge unless we got something going on.
This was the day Paul McCartney quit the Beatles and blamed Yoko.
Oh, wow.
Did he really? Wow.
Wow. He grew wings and flew. 10 minutes after 8, national anthem and the pledge on KWMW, Malchmore, 105.1 FM, better known as W105. Being brought to you by Rebecca Long. Started her business with Farmers Insurance at the age of 19. Still helping people 40-plus years later. Loves her job. Loves saving people money and making sure they're properly insured. She can take care of your home, auto, recreational vehicles like your boats and RTVs, commercial insurance, life insurance, and more. Remember the name Rebecca Long. Give her a call, 575-393-2661. She's the proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge on W105.
We are the Perry family from Hobbs. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
El Charo de Oro, Sebastián de la Cruz.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose brown stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Lord's Prayer this morning being brought to you by Jude Oil, reminding you God is in control.
From Titus 2 this morning, for the grace of God has appeared that offers salvation to all people. It teaches us to say no to ungodliness and worldly passions, and to live self-controlled.
Hello, I'm here with my wife Dixie, and I'm Blaise Campanella with Judah Oil. We pray that as you go through your day, that you will see all the blessings you've been given. God said that He will prosper you and not harm you. See, in a world that is lost, God is there. Yes, in the most empty place, your most fearful circumstance, God is there. He will never leave you. Never forget, Jesus loves you. He really, really does. Please take a moment and pray the Lord's Prayer with us. God bless you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
8:15, we are W105. Check of the weather being brought to you by State Representative District 61, Randall Pettigrew. You can find out more information about Randy at randallpettigrew.com. And Randy, running for his third term in office, needs your help. If you can donate to the campaign, you can do so at the website. Number one thing you can do is vote for him. Yeah, sending back to Santa Fe, because we need people that represent Southeast New Mexico and represent the oil and gas industry, represent, of course, our way of life, protecting the unborn and protecting our constitutional rights, like our Second Amendment rights. And, when it comes to fighting, Randy Pettigrew has been a fighter going up there and battling with the progressive liberals and the governor. And many of these legislations that very easily could have passed, they were able to turn them around and save a lot of unconstitutional laws, like more laws against our guns. Find out more information, randallpettigrew.com. Message paid for by Randall Pettigrew. Weather for the day at 8:15. Sunny skies, 69 today. 42 tonight, 74 coming up for tomorrow. It's going to be nice. And even on Friday, 81, but winds are going to be back up to about 30-mile-an-hour winds. Check it in, find it out what's going on with news. Being brought to you by Ragsdale Law Firm. Luke Ragsdale, he's the guy that settles the big cases. Cases like a case in the patch, $10 million case, $9 million medical malpractice case, settling cases for car accidents and slip and falls, any type of personal injury. Call Luke Ragsdale, 575-208-5300. Go to the website, ragsdalelawfirm.com. Need somebody to defend you in a court of law? ragsdalelawfirm.com. 8:16, we're going to check news up next. First, though, let's qualify you for the cash blowout on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Permian Toyota in Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Inflation stickier than expected, up another 0.4 last month. President Biden in a Univision interview, why not shut down the chaos at the border with executive action?
Someone suggested I should just go ahead and try it. And if I get shut down by the court, I get shut down by the court. But we're trying to work through that right now.
The House will delay sending articles of impeachment against the Homeland Secretary to the Senate till next week. Charges of failing to secure the border. Tiger Woods returns to the Masters at Augusta, the 5-time champ looking to master old injuries.
I still think they can. So I don't know when that day is, when that day comes, but I still think that I can. I haven't got to that point where I don't think I can.
Tiger says, I hurt every day, then correcting, no, I ache every day. America is listening to Fox News.
MTD Radio presents its Spring Job Fair, Saturday, April 27th at the Lee County Event Center in Hobbs. Whether your business needs seasonal employees for the summer or permanent employees, whether you're looking for part-time staff or full-time staff, this is an opportunity to get face-to-face with potential employees. If your business would like a booth at this event, call or text Gloria Estrada at 575-390-3569. Again, that's 575-390-3569.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Why are families driving from West Texas, Hobbs, Jow, Eunice, all over southeastern New Mexico to shop at Bob's Ridgeway? Is it the everyday low prices, the most locally grown farm-fresh produce? Is it the hand-selected and cut meats, the hundreds of weekly specials, the clean, friendly shopping environment? Or is it just the fact that that's where for over 50 years your grocery dollar has always gone farther? It's all of these. It's Bob's Ridgeway, 906 West Avenue D in Lovington, where your grocery dollar goes farther.
It's time to gear up and head out. Get the new Ford you want. Permian Ford has something for everyone. Trucks, cars, and SUVs. There's never been a better time to trade in and trade up than now. Permian Ford has been family owned and operated for over 70 years. From our lot to your driveway, we will help you find a vehicle quickly and easily. With low interest rates and easy financing, you don't have to wait. At Permian Ford.
Permian Ford.
Visit PermianFord.net.
Truck Central USA.
The United Way of Eddy County's Cinco de Mayo Golf Tournament is coming soon. The tournament will be May 4th at Riverside Country Club. The three-person scramble is sponsored by M&J Services and many others. There will also be Pro Shop credit payouts per flight and meals courtesy of Tyvek Energy Services and Peñasco Services. Come celebrate Cinco de Mayo at the United Way's three-person fundraiser scramble. For more information, please call 575-628-0056. This ad paid for by the City of Carlsbad Lodgers Tax.
If you, your business, or your organization is needing a venue or facility to host a meeting, convention, party, or other special event, don't cram everyone into your tiny little office. Call the Lee County Event Center. You don't have to fill up the main floor. The Event Center has many other smaller rooms that are perfect for meetings, seminars, parties, and other special events. The Lee County Event Center, seating for 25 or 2,500. 5101 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Call 575-391-2100 or visit LeeCountyEvents.com.
Did you know that when you become employed with Eddy County, you'll be receiving one of the best and most competitive benefits packages in southeast New Mexico? Eddy County offers great pay, paid vacation, paid sick leave, and holiday pay. In addition, you get para-retirement and for full-time employees, 100% health insurance paid and 60% for your dependents. You can find a list of open positions and apply at New Mexico Workforce Connection or online at eddycounty.org. Eddy County is an equal opportunity employer.
Jow Cowboy Days is coming April 26th and 27th with live entertainment and fun for the whole family during this free community event. Shop lots of vendors starting at 5 p.m. Friday the 26th with live music from Maximo Norte and La Fuerza del Bravo starting at 7 p.m. Then Saturday the 27th, enjoy a full day of cowboy events including a Dutch oven cook-off, cattle drive down Main Street, calf branding, blacksmith demonstration, Little Buckaroo's Western wear competition, a silent auction to benefit local stroke victim Harvey Tavares, and much more. Plus, Saturday night at 7:30, enjoy the Western sounds of Caitlin Butts. Don't miss Jow Cowboy Days, April 26th and 27th at Jow Lake Park. To become a vendor, call 575-308-9667.
Thought you said we were going to do something fun.
This is fun.
Pizza and Netflix? Are you kidding me?
It's a good movie.
I'm done with you.
Are you tired of the same old routine? Life gets boring, doesn't it? Well, it's party time at Cal's Cactus Lanes. Now under new management. We're out with the old and in with the new. It's time for some.
Oh, yeah.
Come check out the new and improved party place and bring the family for some cosmic bowling fun every Friday and Saturday. You want to throw a party?
I love parties.
Well, let the good times roll at Cal's Cactus Lanes. And when you're done rolling strikes,
Visit Cal's Shade Western for the best drinks this side of the Mississippi.
I thought we lived on the Pecos.
Cal's Cactus Lanes, now newly remodeled and under new management. You can even book your parties there. Call 575-887-1933 or go by 1611 South Canal Street in Carlsbad.
It's amazing.
Cal's Cactus Lanes is an equal opportunity employer. Apply within.
I know he's an early riser.
We don't get fooled again.
Guys ready?
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
Are you listening to me? Because I'm about to unload.
824 be on the Breakfast Club morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, homegrown and proud of it. Check them out today. They've got work gear, looking good clothes, all the feed you'll ever need, certified Purina dealer, hardware store right there in the store. I mean, I'm talking about a complete hardware store. Check out the annex for everything they have over there, including gates and pumps and all kind of other stuff. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell, online at roswelllivestock.com. Tom's in charge of the text. It's 824.
Well, since he hasn't quite meandered away.
What
Oh, wait.
the heck?
Here he comes. You're in charge of the text, Tom. Get right on it.
He's jogging in. Here he
man.
comes jogging.
He was
All
busy
right, well, he
planking.
gets situated. Because we know he pre-reads every text. Kamala Harris goes on a delusional podcast.
Uh-oh.
And they're all very worried about Donald Trump, the dictator.
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say this genuinely could be the last Democratic election we ever have.
You're right. It could be.
Listen to what he says. He's telling you, dictators aren't a dictator for one day, and then it's let the people decide.
No, and I'm going to tell you, as vice president, I've now met with over 150 world leaders, presidents, prime ministers, chancellors, and kings. And in the last 3 international trips I've taken, which are, going back to the end of last year through this year, world leaders have come up to me expressing their real concern.
Yeah, they're very concerned about Donald Trump. They're not
No.
concerned about Sleepy Joe.
No, they have not. I believe that's a flat-out lie.
I don't believe that she's met with 170 different individuals. And
There
let
are
me tell
so
you
many
something.
lies in that thing to unpack. I know.
Let me tell you another thing that she hasn't done. As the border czar going down to the damn border,
Mm-hmm.
is it too much to ask that the border czar goes to the border?
It is if it's part of the Biden crime family and administration.
All right, headline on Fox just coming across. Biden reveals a secret weapon. If you can go read that story, and we'll come to you in just a second, Blake. New restaurant chain in New York is outsourcing their staff to the Philippines using screens with hostesses on Zoom calls and Zoom waiters and waitresses instead of in-person employees. This is exactly what happens when your minimum wage is higher than Hunter Biden at a family gathering. When the customers check out, guess what? They're prompted to add 18% tip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this tipping culture is out of control. I mean, we're expected to tip somebody 8,500 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason they have gone to Zoom waiters is because they can't find any waiters.
Right.
Firefighters and animal rescuers teamed up in Missouri to rescue an escaped mountain goat that was seen climbing the support pillars of a highway overpass bridge. Tom, it's a good thing they were able to rescue him. It could have been a bad situation. Very bad situation. I had to do it one more time. Clarence Frogman Henry passed away. Tom had multiple songs, but had one that really hit home.
Mm-hmm.
You know the song?
No. Ain't got a home.
There you go. He was 87 years old. And Jelly Roll and his wife, Bunny, were on their way to California, from California to Austin for the CMA's CMT Awards Sunday.
What happened?
When their private jet was forced to make an emergency landing after experiencing some technical difficulty. Jelly Roll said something interesting about P. Diddy. You see that story, Tom?
Mm-mm.
He said that when he first met P. Diddy, he knew something wasn't exactly right. Now, look, there's one thing I will say about Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is street smart.
Mm-hmm.
Jelly Roll is very street smart. So when I see a story that Jelly Roll says the embattled P. Diddy gave Jelly Roll a bad feeling ahead of a meeting. He said he was very, very skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, very, very street smart. Albuquerque man accused of a deadly killing. 20-year-old admitted to street racing before getting into that deadly crash last month. He'll be held into his trial. Isaiah Sena pled not guilty to the homicide by vehicle charge before the judge. The judge, by the way, cited previous traffic violations and will hold him until his court. Now, look, I am all about holding people until their court date. All about it.
Mm-hmm.
We have let out child predators. And I get it. Somebody died. He shouldn't have been racing.
Mm-hmm.
I get all of that. But the whole idea, can we get one plan and hold everybody to that same? Because we have actually let out people on second-degree murder charges.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a girl that threw her baby in the trash in Artesia.
Yep.
That's walking the street and going to school like there's no problem.
Yep.
No problem. I saw a video over the weekend, not just a hospital video, but the lapel video when they came to talk to the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And her mother was just a little bit triggered. They asked to talk to her. She was like, no, you can't talk to her. Oh, I bet we can. Governor of New Mexico joins Arizona in asking for a better uranium mine cleanup efforts. Governor Gresham and the governor of Arizona. How did you describe Arizona Governor Katie Holmes, Blake?
I don't remember what adjectives I used.
Well, no, you said that she was the same as Governor Gresham, except a little taller.
That's it. Yeah, she's
yes, just a tad bit taller, which everybody's taller. Even like third graders are taller than the governor. Gwen Stefani has something to say about those rumors that Blake Shelton and her are getting divorced. Stefani had something to say about that and about the rumors and said it's all just a bunch of lies. She's 54 years old, mother of 3, and told the Nylon.com website that despite all insecurities that creep up sometimes, she and Shelton are very much in love and are doing fine. Blake, we got the boob of the day. That story doesn't happen to be a guy from Las Cruces, does it?
No, this guy's from North Carolina.
Okay. Naked man arrested in Las Cruces, New Mexico, allegedly pulling a light fixture off a home and assaulting a police officer. Elijah Jason Paul Diamore, 24 years old, arrested Saturday about 10 p.m. when police allegedly found him completely naked and banging on the front door of a home, and actually took the light right off the light fixture. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. They said that the owner told him to leave the property, when he allegedly became disorderly and ripped the light fixture off the front porch, broke the front door glass. By the way, they did find a rock inside the house where the glass was broken. He's accused of breaking the front window, and he was butt naked at the time. I don't know what that was all about.
Well, that's something that there is in common with the boob.
But let's just say that he was quite happy that, he was naked and pulled something out. Yeah. I don't think we're dealing with the brightest bulb. I'm just saying. And GOP Senator convinced Speaker Johnson to delay the Mayorkas impeachment article delivery. So Republican senators convinced the House Speaker to delay the delivery of the 2 articles of impeachment of Secretary Mayorkas, citing concerns that the Senate Democrats will look too quickly to dismiss it once the trial begins in the upper chamber. So
Schumer said he's going to table it.
Yeah, exactly. First time ever, they're not going to even discuss it. And I don't know how Schumer can actually do this.
Well, because as the president has proven, they can do illegal things all they want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no repercussions. Social Security payment scheduled for April 10th. April 10th, Tom, 3.2% increase in the rate of your pay. Third consecutive year, 3 years in a row under Biden.
Wow.
We've got the rate increase because the cost of living has gone up. Last year was the biggest in the history of the United States. I think it was, 8.9% increase? I know I got like $200 extra.
Right. Yeah, it went up quite a bit.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And by the way, they're coming out and saying no risk of autism or ADHD from taking Tylenol. So they had thought maybe there was a link. They're saying no link between the two. They'll only kill your liver, though, and your kidneys. So don't worry about any of that. All right, we got to get to the boob of the day. It's 8:35. Boob of the day this morning being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Medical professionals on staff ready to talk to you. If your body is telling you that something's not right, probably something isn't right. Worst thing you can do is get on the internet and start researching. I'm speaking from experience. The worst thing you could do is get on the internet. You want to go to a medical professional, and look, I'm really excited about functional medicine. Functional medicine has changed my life. You know, instead of getting steroid injections, I actually get ozone injections that help. They also offer stem cell therapy. That's a life changer. I'm talking about that will change everything. Go talk to them about it. They do hormonal optimization, testosterone replacement therapy, 3900 North Lovington Highway in Hobbs. Follow them online on Facebook or thedesertfma.com. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
A 52-year-old guy in North Carolina named Walter McCray has finally been arrested after he had years-long affair with a woman's maroon 2008 Toyota Avalon. Yes, it's a case of mechanophilia, okay, which is the sexual attraction to machines or vehicles. Not even kidding. The victim was an 82-year-old woman. She said several years ago she started noticing strange fluids on and under her car.
Yuck.
So she took it in. Now, remember, she's 82. She took it in, and the mechanic said it appeared that someone was doing something to the vehicles. So the fluids weren't oil or gas. They were human fluids. She tried to put up cameras to see what was going on, but McCray would always move the cameras. Eventually, the police, put up their own surveillance equipment that he couldn't foil, and he was finally nabbed after he had a date night with the car on Sunday. After the arrest, the woman said she didn't even recognize the guy. So he was hit with more than 10 charges, including felony stalking, damage to property, and tampering with a vehicle.
Man.
And, yeah, mechanophilia.
I mean, that gives a whole new meaning to being rear-ended.
Yes. Yes. He is the boob of the day.
Wow. That tailpipe is sexy. 8:38, we are B and the Breakfast Club. We're going to take a break. Morning show this morning being brought to you by WWRV, 3 RV Parks in Carlsbad. Looking for a great place to park your RV? This is the place. Go to the website, WWRV3.com. They have 162 RV hookups, 30 and 50 amps available, all utilities included in one price, and that does include high-speed internet. Very well lit up. They're pet-friendly. Awesome place to lay your head every night. 575-988-0392, or go to that website, WWRV3.com. Tom on the text.
All right, B, was that same naked guy from Loving that was hitching rides on the back of the water haulers you were talking about earlier?
That was a weird dude.
He was asking about that. It was weird.
I bet his mom and dad were proud of him. And by the way, his nickname was Shardy.
Okay. And, come on. Kamala don't know 150, 107 people. Tom A knows more people than that, says the text. I do. And hey,
I'm sure Kamala knows at least 150 dudes.
Oh, at least. I mean, when she was working for Willie Brown, I mean, there were people standing in line.
No, she wasn't working for. She was servicing. I mean,
yeah. You're 100% right.
And hey, Tom, did you know that swimming pool on the Titanic is still full of water? Okay.
It is, Tom. Did you know that?
Yeah, it is. It's still down there. And Tylenol is bad for you, says this one text. Okay. Medicines are covered under Part D, not Part B Medicare, says this one texter.
All right, well, Part B, Part C, and Part D.
I thought B covered medication.
It's all part of the ones that you got to pay for. That much I know.
Yeah.
2 years I got to get that.
I thought that was B, and I looked that up today.
And here's an interesting text, guys. Some people like putting God in everything. How do we know that it wasn't thou shalt not murder instead of thou shalt not kill anyone? Show me direct proof, and in the Bible doesn't count because that was written by a man and can put anything in there that he wanted, says the text.
Well, that's where the 10 Commandments are referenced. So what do you mean the Bible doesn't count?
Yeah, he said the Bible doesn't count because it was written by a man who can put anything they want in there. The whole Bible was written by a person, I guess.
Yes. One person wrote the whole Bible.
Yeah.
Not, for those who don't know.
Right.
So Part B Medicare pays for medical services and items when they are medically necessary. So Part D. Yeah, because I was looking up airline tickets to Guam because Medicare is accepted in Guam.
Right.
So if I sign up for Medicare, I can just fly to $200 ticket, fly to Guam, and get a surgery in a pinch.
No, there's.
You ever been to Guam, Tom?
Never been to Guam. That's where, in Korea somewhere?
Have you ever been outside the U.S.?
Puerto Rico.
Have you ever been outside the U.S.?
Puerto Rico.
Anywhere that you have to have a passport?
Where did I fly? Hawaii.
Anywhere you have to have a passport?
I took my passport.
Look, one of those is a U.S. state.
Right.
And one of those is a U.S. territory. So anywhere outside of the U.S. Have you ever been anywhere outside of the U.S.?
Puerto Rico.
That's a U.S. territory. Have you been outside the
U.S.? For
U.S.?
the 15th time, that part of the U.S. You made me spit on my phone.
Moving on.
All right. So one more text says, Ronald Reagan said that change happens at the kitchen table. This texter was quoting that.
So I was looking to see how much Part D, how much is the premium for Part D?
Isn't that all part of the same payment?
I thought it was, but
like I think all those extra. Well, you have to choose it if you want it. I know that, but all of that still comes as the payment.
Yeah, it's about $33.
Okay,
$33 a month for your medication. Yeah, that's it. I think I can maybe handle that.
Well,
of course, Tom doesn't need that. I mean, when you're in great shape,
yes,
fairest shape, you don't need medication.
No, I mean, shoot, I go to the doctor every month, and although this
who's going to pay your doctor's appointment?
Although this last month was an eye opener.
No. Stick to it.
What?
Every time's an eye opener. So who's going to pay your doctor's appointment?
In 2 years?
I don't know if you'll make it.
Where is your doctor, by the way?
Here in town.
Okay.
So who's going to pay for your doctor's appointment if you don't have Medicare?
I'll go to the emergency room.
Oh, great plan.
That's part of what's wrong with this country. Emergency room is for emergencies.
And they won't pay for your medication.
No.
And you need to be on insulin, so they're not paying for your insulin.
The emergency room is not for general doctor visits.
So, Tom, can you live without insulin?
Probably could.
You damn liar.
Do you have type 1 or type 2 diabetes?
I've been knowing you 15 years, and you have been on insulin for the majority of that time.
Right. I guess I'll die.
But all of a sudden, you can live without it.
I guess I'll die. Well, what the heck?
My wife just texted me and said Tom is crazy for not taking those parts in Medicare.
Hey, amen. I mean, I live in a total different country. I'm going, yeah, I should take it.
You got to be on Obamacare, B.
I don't want to be on no damn Obamacare. Medicare.
Why would you want to be on something that's basically worthless?
Well, he ain't got no insurance, so he might as well get
If he's on Medicare, he will have it. And it will cost him a lot less.
Yeah. In 3 months. So God bless you. I'll let them take that amount, because if I ever have a heart attack or something.
I'm sorry I let us get off track. We are way behind.
All right, 846. Tom, the picture of perfect health.
Always.
Yes. Yeah, the shape. He's in great shape. Looks like a Mr. Potato Head. Check of the weather before we get in the news. Being brought to you by our buddies at North Star Laundry. One-stop shop for all your laundry. They can dry clean your clothes, start you up. They can even wash, dry, and fold your clothes. You want them to do all of that? Not a problem. If you want to wash, dry, and fold your own clothes, they have coin-operated machines at all of their locations. 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, 604 West Church in Carlsbad, and 406 West Cedar in Loving. Sunny today, 69. Overnight low tonight getting down to about 42. Clear skies. 74 tomorrow, and it will be breezy on Friday. Could be breezy on Saturday, but high temperature back up to about 85 on Saturday. Checking in with news being brought to you by David Trujillo, Republican running for County Commissioner District 1. He's a Republican, by the way, County Commissioner District 1 in Lee County. He's a veteran, 15 years of service, Desert Storm veteran. He has worked in the patch now for 17 plus years. He is part of the oil and gas industry. To say that he supports the oil and gas industry is such an understatement. He has served Lee County, served on numerous nonprofit boards, also has served the youth coach for athletics, served in Lovington for the past 20 years as a city commissioner, mayor or mayor pro tem, and has been instrumental in getting money from the state for capital improvements. Find out more information about David Trujillo. You can do so. You can follow him on Facebook. David Trujillo, message paid for by David Trujillo, running for County Commissioner, District 1. He is a Republican. 8:48, taking a break. We're B and the Breakfast Club on W105.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Permian Toyota in Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job done right every time since 2004.
Proudly serving most phases of the oil field process, Stone Oilfield Services has a fleet of over 60 trucks and a workforce of over 100 employees. From water transport to kill and vac truck operations, flowback services and pit filling to the clean out of rigs and tanks, as well as oiling and acidizing, Stone Oilfield believes in getting the job done right every time. Their central motto, do what you say you can do. Call them today at 575-396-1840. That's 396-1840.
MTD Radio News, I'm Joe Miller. A new update for the upcoming trial for actor Alec Baldwin. He's charged with involuntary manslaughter for the death of Helena Hutchins on the set of Rust. The prosecution has now filed its response to Baldwin's attorneys who have tried to get the charges dropped. The response is 316 pages in total. It's so long the judge had to grant a motion just to allow it. Well, Pecos Elementary School confirming that the school went into lockdown yesterday morning after a gun was pulled on a teacher. That lockdown since lifted. No threat to the school remains at this time. According to the Pecos Elementary School's principal, a car drove by the school yesterday morning, and from a car, a suspect yelled at a teacher walking in and pointed a gun at her. The incident took place early in the morning before school started. The school was placed on lockdown as a precaution, and police were called. According to the school's administrative office, that suspect not affiliated with Pecos Elementary School. Chavez County Sheriff's Office aiding in the investigation. Police are looking for the vehicle involved. They say it is a dark gray SUV. Anyone with information on this vehicle or a possible suspect, you're asked to contact local authorities. Well, roads in Lee County taking a beating daily from heavy trucks moving in and out of the oil fields. So Lee County Assistant County Manager Corey Needham has proposed $56 million for road projects to revitalize those aging thoroughfares. Lee County Commissioners heard Needham's proposal for fiscal year 2024-25, as well as an update on this year's capital roadways projects at the regularly scheduled commission meeting March 28. Needham explained the New Mexico Department of Transportation owns and maintains about 1,373 lane miles of roads in Lee County. The county also owns and maintains 1,442 paved lane miles. Therefore, Lee County owns and maintains a total of about 2,400 lane miles throughout the county. That's what's happening. I'm Joe Miller, MTD Radio News.
In the race for the state senate, we have a choice between two candidates, Steve McCutcheon, who was appointed by Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, or Larry Scott, who has served as one of the most conservative members of the legislature, with a record of standing up to the governor and defending our oil and gas industry and our jobs. An overwhelming majority of our local Republican county commissioners voted for Larry Scott to fill the seat, but Governor Lujan Grisham had other plans. She knew that Larry Scott would not be her pawn, so she picked Steve McCutcheon. Why? Because Larry Scott has always stood in the way of her radically left-wing agenda. That's why in the upcoming election for state senate, you can send a message to Governor Lujan Grisham by voting for Larry Scott. Tell her that in southeast New Mexico, she doesn't get to pick our senators. We do. Paid for by the committee to elect Larry R. Scott.
Hi, I'm Laura Boyd of Rio Grace Landscaping in Lovington, and we are celebrating our first year of being open at 4 Crockett Road, just north of Lovington on the Tatum Highway. You can find fruit, shade, and flowering trees. Hydrangea, roses, grasses, boxwood, lavender, and much more are filling the garden center weekly. Rock, boulders, planter pots, and now top and garden soil plus organic compost. Open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday and on Sunday by appointment. Call us today at 575-396-7464. Rio Grace Landscaping, your ultimate service garden center and landscape professionals.
As a single mom, it means a lot to me to have a strong banking relationship. With the cost of living as it is, I have to make the most of every dollar I make.
Every member has different wants and needs. That's the basis of relationship-based personal service. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number, you're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here's your chance to rip off the tax man. Now through April 15th, everything at the Working Guys store is tax-free. That's right, zip, zero, no tax on work boots, FR jeans and shirts, coolers and accessories, caps, western wear, scrubs, work gloves. The price you see is all you pay. We'll pay the tax. But hurry, tax-free ends April 15th at the Working Guys store. Open 7 days a week at 109 East Broadway.
Why pay more? Get to the Working Guys store.
Don't miss the 3rd annual Wads for Warriors Clay Shoot scheduled for April 26th and 27th in Artesia at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Come out for 2 days of prize boards, live auctions, gun boards, and of course, clay shooting. All proceeds from this event will benefit the Permian Warrior Partnership as well as local veterans charities. They're also raffling off a 2024 Polaris Ranger Crew. Wads for Warriors is the largest clay shoot in southeast New Mexico. Purchase raffle tickets or register your team by visiting wads4warriors.com. That's WADZ, the number 4, warriors.com.
Chow Cowboy Days is coming April 26th and 27th with live entertainment and fun for the whole family during this free community event. Shop lots of vendors starting at 5 p.m. Friday the 26th with live music from Maximo Norte and La Fuerza del Bravo starting at 7 p.m. Then Saturday the 27th, enjoy a full day of cowboy events including a Dutch oven cook-off, cattle drive down Main Street, calf branding, blacksmith demonstration, Little Buckaroo's Western wear competition, a silent auction to benefit local stroke victim Harvey Tavares, and much more. Plus Saturday night at 7:30, enjoy the Western sounds of Caitlin Butts. Don't miss Jow Cowboy Days, April 26th and 27th at Jow Lake Park. To become a vendor, call 575-308-9667.
Back on the chain, yeah.
Now, back to the show.
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain Gods studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
It's about damn time.
877-396-W105. We are B and the Breakfast Club, keeping you updated with everything going on this morning. I got a lot of stuff to get to. It's about 5 minutes away from the hour of 9. Tom A. back in the studio, Blake?
Nope, not yet.
He's a little slow. Just a little slow.
Well, he is qualifying people for that cash we're giving away, so I give him a little bit of slack on that. Because I want everybody to get registered.
Yeah. Authorities in Chechnya have announced a ban on music that they consider too fast or too slow. So Jonas Brothers, no. Justin Bieber, no. Lizzo, definitely no. Just by the way, they have banned Beyonce. Yeah, saying it's not country. So they can ban what they want to ban. All right?
That's what you get in a communist country.
Now, where did the Boston Bombers come from, Blake?
If I remember correctly, it was Chechnya.
Yeah.
When it cast it
Now,
off.
Georgia's right next door, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
They
thought it
were
was
here. They just didn't like us.
Right.
For whatever reason.
No,
we gave
wait.
them everything.
Were they Chechnya or were they from Belarus?
Yeah, they were.
When it cast it off,
No.
Kastastronoff, something like that.
Some what?
Cast it off, or some country sounding like it.
No, there's no country called Castanov.
Kastastronoff or somebody.
Chechnya?
I wish it was. It would sound like a great place. Cast them off.
Right.
Maybe that's where we can put people that we don't want. We can just cast them off. I think that would be fairly cool. Ross Cook did it. Took him almost a year, but he finally completed his run. The entire length of Africa, over 10,000 miles.
Man.
Dang, Tom.
It's a long way without no water.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he had some water.
Oh.
Hey, nobody running in Africa without some water. Doctor in Massachusetts is being accused of sexual abuse and unnecessary examinations of over 200 women and several men. Now, Tom, would that make him bisexual?
God, I don't know, man.
He might have had like bisexual moments because it does say 200 women and several men.
Ugh.
A woman checked out of a Florida hotel on Monday told the staff that she was going on a God-directed shooting spree. That's the woman from Florida. Yeah, she told the hotel. Now, shouldn't the hotel call somebody?
Police,
she shot at 2 drivers on the interstate.
Yeah.
Don't they have a certain responsibility to call police just as much as parents?
Yes.
In Michigan, the school shooter, they got 10 to 15 years in prison.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
if
see
you
something,
know of
say
a crime,
something.
if you know of a crime, I think in most states it's a law that you're supposed to report it.
I agree. 25 years after the fatal bonfire at Texas A&M, they're considering bringing that back.
They should have never taken it away.
It was a fluke,
Accident,
Yeah,
terrible accident.
It was a horrible, horrible accident, but it was an accident.
Yes. And accidents happen.
They do.
Every day.
I know we try to insulate everyone from everything, and we want to make kids wear their little helmets, but you can't. You can't protect everyone from everything.
Looks like police investigating a fatal shooting that happened yesterday afternoon in Albuquerque. One person died from gunshot wounds.
You got to be more specific than that. It's Albuquerque.
Well, I mean, it was northwest Albuquerque,
Oh, okay.
but, I mean, evidently they didn't get the memo from the governor about the guns, okay? And the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, takes swipes at cities where crime is surging, signing a law boosting penalties for such things as theft. So if you're gonna shoplift or be a porch pirate, you're going to do some real jail time, as businesses across the country are fleeing from areas where theft is rampant. Florida is meeting it head on. Standing at the lectern at a Walgreens pharmacy in Stuart, Florida, Ron DeSantis signed HB 549 into law, sent to him by the Republican-controlled Florida legislature. It increases the penalties for retail theft and for stealing just delivered packages at home, the porch pirates.
I think
so if you steal merchandise that's valued at over $999, you are going to face some significant charges.
Good.
And jail time.
Good.
Yes. Yeah.
It's about time we hold criminals accountable.
Yes. Shoplifting in Florida has dropped 30% since DeSantis took office.
Hasn't New Mexico gone the other way?
Yes, it has.
Yes. Okay, just checking.
Yeah. By the way, new Florida legislation makes a first-degree felony punishable with a minimum of 30 years in prison. Minimum of 30 years in prison. McDonald's $25 deal goes viral. And you know what they're blaming it on? California's minimum wage increase.
Gavin Newsom.
This is the new normal. You wanted everybody to make more money, so yes, it's going to cost you more. 40-piece chicken nugget meal and 2 fries, $25. You get what you pay for. And when the robots take control and those entry-level positions are gone, don't blame anybody but the liberals.
Well, they're already starting on that. There were a lot of restaurants that laid people off, and they got all mad because they said, but we were going to make $20 an hour. And they said, no, the people that still work here are going to make $20 an hour.
And by the way, that's why we talked about the restaurant in New York that has Zoom meetings. The hostess and all the waitresses and waiters are on Zoom meeting from the Philippines.
So how do you get your food?
Right. How do you get it?
They send an order into the kitchen, and I guess they got one person. All they do is bring food out.
Wow.
Better not be busy.
And by the way, they're still expecting 18% tip. Blue collars are not lining up with Joe Biden. Scranton Joe Biden having these ritzy celebrity campaign gigs. Blue collar workers are looking at this going, the Republican Party is actually for the workers. You guys are for Hollywood.
They're right.
And Tom, this next story is going to make you feel bad.
Uh-oh.
9-year-old girl deadlift 165 pounds.
Wow.
She's 9 years old.
That's cool.
165 pounds.
And
she's from India.
What does she weigh, about 80
deadlift.
pounds? Maybe 100?
Let me see if it says 55 pounds.
Good
55 pounds.
That's awesome.
So, Tom, do you think you could deadlift?
Well, she's probably a fat little kid anyway.
Did you just hear how much she weighs? 55
she weighs 55
pounds.
pounds. Do you
For
think
a 9-year-old,
deadlift?
that's pretty hefty.
No.
Do you think you could
it's
deadlift
not.
165 pounds?
On any given day, probably.
Nope.
I don't think you could deadlift 165 pounds. How do you deadlift? I want you to describe the exercise.
Well, you deadlift by taking a weight off the floor and just lifting it up in the air.
Well, technically, he's not wrong.
What about the bar?
What about it?
Typical weights for girls 9 years old are anywhere from 48 to 90 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
And she's 55 pounds.
She's
Yeah.
155.
Today I
She's
got embarrassed
55.
at the gym. I haven't been at the gym basically all week because my blood pressure was up. And for those that don't believe that the best thing for your blood pressure is to go for a walk or go lift weights. I got home today. It was 120 over 60.
Gee. Good or bad?
Dang near perfect.
120 over 60. After all week, the bottom number was triple digits. So, getting
120 over
exercise-
80 is average. That's perfect.
But, Tom, I was bench pressing, and the weights slid off on one side. My German buddy came. He goes, "Your right arm is lagging behind your left arm." And I always thought my left arm, because I got a shoulder that is messed up. And he goes, "No, your left arm, your right arm is coming down." Oh, okay. But all the weights came off.
Just slipped off the bar.
And the owner of the gym comes over and gives me the clamps. I said, "Well, thank you. But I've seen the videos where people almost die. I would rather dump the weights." That's just me. Wynonna Judd's daughter arrested for indecent exposure.
She has a daughter.
She's 27 years old.
Really?
Look, Wynonna Judd has had some terrible time with her kids.
Well, she's not exactly what you would call stable.
No.
She
By the
makes
way,
Britney Spears look normal.
Yeah. So, indecent exposure. She was arrested on indecent exposure, and she was booked in jail. By the way, she exposed her breasts and other lower body parts. Yes, that's the way they say it. Right there on Interstate 65 for everybody to judge what God gave her. Yes. Republican senators slammed efforts by Congress to hold Biden on COVID authority accountability. And they want money to go after people that actually took money for COVID and didn't do the right thing with that money. They want to investigate COVID fraud. I would start with the federal government.
Yeah.
I would start with the federal, because a lot of legislators made a lot of money. You can count on that. 1 in 3 Americans sleeping during work hours. Tom, we're not talking directly to you, but I'm just saying 1 in 3 Americans. You're not alone, buddy.
Hey, that's average. There are 3 of us on the show. 1 in 3 is asleep.
Yes. I think you're on to something.
Those ours are
Morning
poor.
show this morning being brought to you by Main Trailer Sales. Don't go camping without Main Trailer Sales. Call them 575-622-1751. Main Trailer Sales, fifth wheels, toy haulers, travel trailers. They got all of that and more, new and pre-owned. And you can check them all out at MainTrailerSalesInc.com. It's not, you can check them out, but you can also take the virtual tour of every one of those units. Go online right now, MainTrailerSalesInc.com, 575-622-1751. Almost 70 years in business, giving people fair pricing and outstanding service after the sale. Tom on the text, 908.
All right, we had a question about who wrote the Bible. Well, this texter says the Bible has 36 authors and 66 books. 2 Peter 1:21 says, for prophecy came not of old time, but by the will of man. But holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit, says the text. So that answers that question. And B can only bench press because of the roids he takes. Don't take his crap, says this one.
I want to know what roids I'm taking, please.
You don't know
and
roids?
If I was on roids, I would be so much bigger.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Kevin, I bet you $100 that Tom can outlift you.
No, that's not what it says. It says, I'll bet you $100 that Tom can't lift 160.
Well, it said I can.
It doesn't say
him.
outlift you.
Oh. Well, I could. If I
Let's take a break, Kevin.
God bless you. All right, good news on the way. Wait, before we take our break, I asked you to read that story about Biden's secret weapon.
Yep.
What is the secret weapon?
The secret, they are launching Out for Biden-Harris. The campaign describes the program as the national effort to mobilize LGBTQ plus voters and community members across the country because they were critical to our victory in 2020, and they will be critical to winning again this November.
I hope that is the secret weapon, because I'm going to tell you now, what's the population of the LGBTQ community?
About 2%.
Oh, great plan, Biden. Awesome.
Well, and that's
Awesome
why they
plan.
included "and the community," because they want any supporters to fall in there too. And I bet you that bumps it probably adds 10%, I would guess. So 12% ish.
Wow. Wow. That's, yeah, thank you. All right, let's get updated, find out what's going on with news. KWMW Maljamar, 105.1 FM. News this morning being brought to you by our buddies at All American Cleaners, family owned and operated. Roswell, Artesia, Carlsbad, Lovington, and in Hobbs. Wash, dry, and fold your clothes, 17 pounds, $16.99. Check them out at All American Cleaners. Dry cleaning, starching, they can take care of all your clothes. It's already 9:11, taking a break, qualifying you for the cash, and then we'll check in with news.
Call now. Thank you for calling.
Permian Toyota in Hobbs presents the Cash Blowout Contest on W105. This is the Cash Blowout Contest on W105.
Call now. Call now.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Inflation edging up 3 straight months. Prices coming in hotter than expected.
The Consumer Price Index rose 0.4% from February. It was also up 0.4% excluding food and energy. For the year ending in March, consumer prices rose 3.5%, and core inflation on an annual basis was up 3.8%.
Fox's Jenny Casola. President Biden in a statement says prices remain too high. Former Trump Organization executive Alan Weisselberg given a 5-month sentence for lying under oath in the former president's New York civil fraud case. Muslims in Egypt and around the world celebrated the Eid al-Fitr holiday Wednesday, marking the end of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan, with family reunions, new clothes, and sweet treats as well. But it comes as millions in Gaza are caught in the war between Israel and Hamas. America's listening to Fox News.
You've imagined that perfect home, designed it in your mind. At Destiny Real Estate, it's dreams that we provide. We buy or sell real residential, ranches, lots and more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
If you're looking to rent, please join our website at www.destinyluxuryrental.com. I've got everything from a little 2-bedroom all the way up to a 10,000 square foot home with an indoor swimming pool. Again, that's destinyluxuryrental.com. And I'm needing some more homes. If you're wanting to make a little extra income, just give me a call. Rhonda Burns, 575-257-3000 at Destiny Real Estate. Our business is built on dreams and imagination. Telephone 575-257-3000.
Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more. Call Rhonda Burns at Destiny and let her tell you more.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients. And do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Gorilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Gorilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
Sierra Blanca Motors in beautiful Ruidoso has over 60 new 2023 and 24 Rams in stock. All makes, all models ready for a quick delivery. So they are blowing away the competition with lower discounts on these vehicles than any dealer in Southwest New Mexico, guaranteed. Their loss is your gain. Online at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors. They make it easy with no gimmicks, no markups, no addendums, and lower pricing. See dealer for details.
Spring savings at National Furniture Liquidator. Time to refresh, and we've got the deal. Ashley sofa and love seat, just $7.88 both pieces. A 5-piece pub set, just $2.98. Reclining sofa or love seat, just $4.98 each piece. Or a 5-piece queen bedroom set, just $4.88. Out with the old and in with the new. Plus great financing options regardless of your credit. National Furniture Liquidators. When it comes to value, quality, and selection,
nobody beats Shorty.
It's time to renew New Mexico. If you have Medicaid or SNAP, you must renew to keep your benefits. If you have moved, update your contact information at yes.state.nm.us or call 1-800-283-4465. You will be mailed a turquoise envelope when it is time to renew. Your Medicaid and SNAP benefits are very important. To learn more, go to renew.hsd.nm.gov and renew New Mexico.
Friday, April the 19th, the Castro Activity Center, home of Thunderbirds basketball on the New Mexico Junior College campus. With the first ever concert spectacular, Caldwell Entertainment featuring the hits of the Eagles, the Doobie Brothers, Fleetwood Mac, and Whitney Houston. Then we switch gears for Fearless, the NMJC touring ensemble performing top 40 hits like Post Malone, Jelly Roll, a 90s throwback tribute, and much more. It's completely free to the public and starts at 7 p.m. on Friday, April the 19th at the Castro Activity Center on NMJC campus.
Dear Plugged In, you in on this? Toyota's versatile SUVs roll up their sleeves and take on tough jobs. Dress up for a night out, or haul your family and friends with their spacious interiors. And they're available with some real sweet tech. Want a hybrid SUV? Oh yeah, they got those too. All with a slew of standard features so you won't break the bank. Get the juice at Toyota.com, folks.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Don't miss the 3rd annual Wads for Warriors clay shoot scheduled for April 26th and 27th in Artesia at the Eddy County Shooting Range. Come out for 2 days of prize boards, live auctions, gun boards, and of course, clay shooting. All proceeds from this event will benefit the Permian Warrior Partnership as well as local veterans charities. They're also raffling off a 2024 Polaris Ranger Crew. Wads for Warriors is the largest clay shoot in southeast New Mexico. Purchase raffle tickets or register your team by visiting wads4warriors.com. That's WADZ, the number 4, warriors.com.
I thought you said we were going to do something fun.
This is fun.
Pizza and Netflix? Are you kidding me?
It's a good movie.
I'm done with you.
Are you tired of the same old routine?
life gets boring, doesn't it? Well, it's party time at Cal's Cactus Lanes, now under new management. We're out with the old and in with the new. It's time for some.
Oh, yeah.
Come check out the new and improved party place and bring the family for some cosmic bowling fun every Friday and Saturday. You want to throw a party?
I love parties.
Well, let the good times roll at Cal's Cactus Lanes. And when you're done rolling strikes, visit Cal's Shade Western for the best drinks this side of the Mississippi.
I thought we lived on the Pecos.
Cal's Cactus Lanes, now newly remodeled and under new management. You can even book your parties there. Call 575-887-1933 or go by 1611 South Canal Street in Carlsbad. It's amazing. Cal's Cactus Lanes is an equal opportunity employer. Apply within.
I want to wake America up.
Be in the Breakfast Club, broadcasting from the Inn of the Mountain God studio. Text line at 877-396-W105. Powered by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer. Question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply, your Napa dealer.
I got to keep wearing it, but don't tell them I didn't have it on when I walked in.
9:18, good news of the day. Just around the corner, we are B and the Breakfast Club. Looks like parents of that Michigan school shooter, we talked about that, 10 to 15 years sentencing coming later on this month. And Jimmy Kimmel joked at the Oscars about Robert Downey Jr. and one of the highest points in his career, alluding to his drug pass.
Jimmy Kimmel's a waste of...
I mean, he really is. He really is. You know, and maybe I'm being hypocritical because, I mean, I do poke fun at Hunter Biden, but there's a difference. There's a big difference. Jimmy Kimmel, I mean, shouldn't poke fun. Robert Downey Jr. actually beat addiction. Hunter Biden has not beat addiction. Where do you think the cocaine at the White House came from? Oh, I get it. I mean, it was probably one of the dogs, yes. By the way, speaking of dogs, sharing a bed with your dog could ruin your sleep.
Really?
I'm going to be honest with you. Letting the dog sleep with you could also ruin your sex life.
Yeah. You know, all of our dogs, we have kennel crates for them, and they go right in, and that's, if I say, hey, time to go night-night, they run in there, and there they are. That's where they stay. That's where they stay all night.
Yeah,
well,
mine.
I'm sure they get a drink and stuff, but you know, I mean,
have a bed that they sleep in, and it's in our room. Most of the time, they have beds, outside the room and in the room. Most of the time, they sleep in the room, but they're not getting in the bed. I done made that mistake.
With that first Frenchie, didn't you?
Yeah. What?
You made that mistake with that first Frenchie that you had.
Yeah, and that thing was so spoiled.
Well, I remember.
Oh, my Lord.
When
and
we
if
traveled...
you went to put him outside the room,
oh, God.
Oh, my Lord, because there's nothing like a dog that is looking up at you and going, you dirty son of a gun.
When we would travel to Comic-Cons, when they had us as guests, and we would take Tug with us, our bull terrier, of course, we stayed in the hotel room, and a lot of times the way you travel is, in the vehicle, we have a kennel for them to ride in for safety. But when you get to the hotel, that thing's too big to take up to the room.
Yeah, then you got to haul it in.
Yeah,
and out.
So when we would stay at those hotels, Tug would usually sleep with us, but we always had a king size bed, so he would have half the bed, and then we would be in the other half.
Did you see the story about the security guard at suicide by snake?
No.
The man ended his life by having snakes bite him after authorities discovered that he had illegally imported exotic snakes into the country. This happened in South Africa. Marcus Joubert, 28 years old, died from numerous snake bites.
Shouldn't have put him in his pants.
A spitting cobra.
Oh, man. That'll do it.
Yeah, damn right he'll do it.
Quickly.
Yeah. This story has been up on Fox for 2 days. Prominent Las Vegas attorney, his wife gunned down by a fellow attorney who had terminal cancer. I don't get that. The former partner and close friend of Dennis Prince a very prominent Las Vegas attorney who gunned down this guy's wife outside. It was a custody battle going bad. And so his buddy had terminal cancer and I guess took things into his own hands and killed the wife.
Whoa, man.
No more custody battle. And a Texas representative, she's a congressman, Beth Von Duyne, D-U-Y-N-E.
Yeah, I don't recognize the name.
Duyne is encouraging officers in New York to escape New York City and move to the Lone Star State, saying we have plenty of job openings for law enforcement. Tom on the text, good news of the day on the way. Tradio, is Russ back?
He is. Looking good, too.
What?
He had worms. I think he says he had worms in his stomach or something.
What?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should have went to the vet and got dewormed.
You were only listening to half the story. That wasn't what he was saying.
Oh, wasn't? Well, I just picked up the good stuff.
Oh, I was.
Hey, Red.
I had worm.
No, we don't have time for that.
Right. No, we don't. We don't have time. But text line 877-396-W105.
So Hunter Biden was sitting in the Oval Office like Scarface was sitting in his office right before they shot him. Says this one texter. Exotic steak. Someone needs to learn how to read. Says this one text. Okay. And it's been a while since I've listened. How is Will doing? This texter's asking.
Will's good. Last time I talked to him.
Good deal.
Yeah. Cobras, spitting cobras. Yeah, biting you. I think the story was right.
Yeah.
And this one text says, you cry, my body, my choice. I say your student loan, and you're adept, says the texter. You cry, my body, my choice. I say your student loan, your debt.
Debt.
Your debt, yeah.
Debt.
Oh, money.
Oh, thank you for giving us the description.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Have you figured it out yet?
What's that?
Have you figured out what they're trying to say yet?
About the debt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they saying?
Yeah, your body, my choice.
Yeah. I didn't ask you to reread it. What are they saying? What does that mean?
They're meaning, hey, that's my debt. Whatever.
You're killing me this morning.
And is Russ feeling better today? Yeah, I just get a report on him.
He is back for Tradio.
Yeah, he's back for Tradio.
After all that, I'm taking some medicine. I can't.
Oh,
I
no.
can't handle.
Is Tom trying to...
I'm gonna start bringing a bottle of whiskey.
Is Tom trying to pronounce Kazakhstan? Yeah, that's where those guys were for.
No, it
the
wasn't.
Boston Bombers. Kazakhstan.
No, they weren't.
That's what this guy said. So there you go, B.
Thank you. God bless you, too. University of Texas at Austin has terminated all their employees, 60 members of the diversity staff.
Wow.
You know why? Greg Abbott said, you got a diversity staff, a DEI staff? We will cut funding to the whole school.
Man.
So you know what they did? They laid all 60 off. Senate Bill 17 said we cannot have diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I'm sorry, you guys have to be laid off. Unemployment line is that way.
Boston Bombers, Chechenian and Avar, which is a little bitty area. So they were Chechenian.
What did we say they were?
Chechenian.
Yeah. Oh, okay. God bless you. All right, let's get to the good news of the day. Tom, again, you're wrong. In fact, I'm going to call you Fake News Tom from now on.
Okay.
Good news being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513, taking care of all your insurance, auto, home, life insurance, commercial insurance. Check him out right across the street from Bob Stripway today. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A bunch of people at an Arkansas park got married during the eclipse on Monday. They thought it would be a unique way to tie the knot, and although not really that unique, there are around 400 couples from 25 states. It was pretty romantic, and it was free. All they had to do was get their marriage license. And you talked earlier, B, about that 58-year-old grandmother who did the plank for 4 hours and 30 minutes. Well, speaking of world records, Larry and Jessica McDonald live in West Virginia and now hold the record for the greatest height differential of a married couple, where the woman is taller. Okay. She's 5'10", and he's an even 3 feet. So 2 foot and an inch taller than the governor. They've been married for almost 18 years and have 4 kids together. They just did an interview about it and said it's what's on the inside that really matters. Quote, "You might find a person who looks exactly like what you want, but you need someone who makes you feel and think and love." And that is your good news of the day.
Tom, you have any idea what her pet name for him is?
Minion?
Shardy. I think it's Shardy. I mean, I could be way off.
No, I think she calls him Tripod.
Tripod.
9:28. My God, can't make this stuff up.
You set it up. It was teed up. I had to take a swing.
Yep. All right, we're going to be back tomorrow morning for the what's tomorrow? Thursday edition of Be in the Breakfast Club.
Already.
Yeah, Thursday already, and weather's supposed to be fairly good tomorrow.
Yep.
And windy on Friday, and maybe a little wind just in time for the weekend too. So we'll keep you updated with everything going on, give you a chance to qualify for the cash and more, I promise. And we'll do that throughout the day. Check of news this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating. Maybe you haven't turned on the air conditioner yet. Well, Saturday's supposed to be 85. Might be a good time to get that thing checked out. Make sure it's in tip-top condition. Give Enrique Rocha a call today. He can take care of all your air conditioning needs. 575-631-1999. Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating. We'll see you tomorrow. Tradio up next on W105.
News brought to you by Stone Oilfield Services in Lovington. Getting the job